Yeah. Come on in here, y'all. I'm just starting everything up. Monday Night Madness, y'all know what it is. Come on in here, wipe y'all feet off when y'all come in here. We're going to get cracking in a few seconds. Hold on. Come on in here. Say hi. You know what I mean? All right. I'm messing up, y'all. I'm messing up. Don't let me mess up like this. All right, let me lock that screen. Boom. All right, give me a second. Come on in here. Wipe y'all feet off. Y'all know what time it is. Yeah, I see y'all. Hold on. Boom. We're gonna do this like this. Everybody go get in that server for me. We're gonna get that cracking. We're gonna get that server cracking. Y'all get in here. Y'all looking good. Get in here. Hit that like button. Wipe y'all feet off when y'all come in here. Y'all know what it is. Copy this link. Let me send out this link. Let me send out this link for the pseudo killers. Boom. Bam. Do that like that. We gonna talk tonight, y'all. We gonna talk. We gonna talk. We gonna talk. All right, here we go. All right, let me put the time on the board. We're gonna do this like this. Hit y'all with a little bit of this. Let's see, I'm gonna do this preview mode. Bam. We're gonna do shit. We're gonna do 3. We're gonna do 320. We're gonna do 320, y'all. 325. Let's do 325. Give everybody a chance to get in here. You heard me. So let me make that black. And boom. We're going to do 325. Publish that. Come on in here, wipe y'all feet off. Y'all know what time it is. Speak to everybody. Everybody say what's up to everybody. Speak to your fellow pseudo killer that's in the building. You know what I mean? Say what's up to everybody. And we have, let me see what music I got queued up. Daydreaming. Damn, yo, where am I? All right, let's play my man Daydreaming joint. You know what I mean? Let's see what we got. I thought I had my man Herb music queued up, but we got our homeboy from Texas, Waco, Texas. Here we go. 325, y'all. Let's go. Countdown. We going live. CK, I'ma need you in the building tonight, babe. We killing abos.
DQ. Check. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay
Come on in, y'all. Hit that like button.
Ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright? I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down.
Come on, y'all.
Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight?
Get in here.
When you shine bright, I'ma make the right move when the time right.
2:30.
So I can't stand a hater out here hating on. Niggas out here making moves. See, I hand out the type of shit they waiting on. I'm the type to overlook a hand, cause the wrong step will cost an arm and leg. Niggas tripping, signing deals in red. I'ma hit the booth and make some hits instead. Light years ahead. We done go just wrote a couple of albums, see we up for the challenge. Man, I'm focused on the bread, but these niggas be fucking understanding when it come to my talents. It just pop up past when it come to the salad, yeah, zips to the head.
Let's go.
Hating consumers when it come to the rumors, cause we put them hoes to bed. Oh yeah, niggas try to take the page out of my book and take the same steps I took. Network and cultivating relationship, a skill still for real overlooked. Whole squad moving like we Voltron, yeah, the whole nine looking like a gold mine.
2 minutes, y'all.
Nigga, when it's go time, I'ma blow mine, niggas when it's showtime. Niggas try to take the page out my book and take the same steps I took. Cultivating networking relationship, a skill still for real overlooked. Whole squad moving like we Voltron, yeah, the whole nine looking like a gold mine. Only show mine, nigga, when it's go time. I'ma blow mine, niggas when it's showtime. Yes, sir.
Have you
ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground, and you made it come true cause you stayed down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright, I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright, nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground, and you made it come true cause you stayed down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright, I'ma make the right move when the time right. Yeah. Big dreams, nightmares, and monsters. Pit thieves, hoes, thoughts, and choppers. Crooked oppers, play cops and robbers. Siblings, smoke weed's the mantra. Weigh risk against shit that cost us. Hit a lick, it tastes bittersweet. You just a good soul, you wanna save the world, but you ain't they type, so they hint to lead. Wholesome souls die and world's incomplete. So I chase the pain so I can chase my dreams. Liquor is licorice inside my candy shop. Candy paint drop with wood grain supreme. Good for it, I'm good for it. Sorry the wave you'll see when you look for it. Real recognize the real you look for. Pressing your luck and I wish you would for us. You don't want a nigga that be living on this North Star. So close, but I'm so far. I'm a tiger in the woods, but I swing like a home run. Holistically on par. You don't really want war, but I'm raw like a tennis racket. How about Venus, but I'm on Mars. So went the galactic is soup for your solar. Bring it back now. You don't want a person nigga that be living on this North Star. So close, but I'm so far. I'm a tiger in the woods, but I swing like a home run. Holistically on par.
Get in here, y'all.
Like a tennis racket. How about Venus, but I'm on Mars. So went the galactic is soup for your solar. Virgo. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime?
I'm about to send a link, CJ. You know I gotta do the intro first. I know you ready to kill them abos.
In a room full of stars when you shine bright, I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright, nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground, and you made it come true cause you stayed down.
Yeah. What's up, pseudo killers? It's Monday Night Madness. Back in effect. You know what I mean? And we got a couple topics that we're gonna take care of today. Shout out to the pseudo killers server. I went on there today and I basically got the topics that from the people who participated in picking the topics for the night. We're gonna do that. We're gonna try to do that almost every day. You know what I mean? Hold on, Vass. I'm gonna get to it. CK, I'm gonna send you that link in a minute. You and Cedric, I need y'all in here. Let me see. I ain't got nobody waiting. All right, let's get to this. Everybody get in here. Wipe y'all feet off. We only got 36,000 people watching. You know what I mean? But it's Monday Night Madness. I'm sure we'll get over 100 people in the building. So we just gonna start now. But what's up? Demal, what's up, bro? Vassa, what's up? I'm gonna check out that link in a minute. Marlon, what's going on? Danny Wilson, yeah. Yes, sir. Charles Goodwin. Charles, you definitely gave me some topics for today. We're gonna keep building in that server. Putting all our content in there. Again, check out the server. CK, if you can post the link to the server in here so everybody can get in that server, right? We got books, articles, everything y'all need to better equip yourself at being pseudo killers out here. And we're gonna constantly keep building that platform up to make us more efficient killers, right? Ramon, what's going on? Kevin Henry, what's up? Joe Scomo, Brother Madness, Haskell, Feathers Up. You United States Atlantic Creole Nationalist Party. Oh, we got a abo in the building. My main man, Power Moves, is in the building. Power Moves, what's up, baby? CK in the building. J Cal. Brandon in that server with us killing shit. All right. Sutek, forget that boxing, Sutek. You know what I mean? We already know what happened. Lomo put hands on who we fight? Comey. I know that hurt y'all. I think Comey is African too. Sutek. I know you're a super Pan-Africanist, and that white boy put hands on that African Saturday. God damn. That shit was vicious. Who else we got in here? DeAndre, what it do? My main man, Mert, is in the building. First time, my man Mert watching the Pseudo Killers. Peace. I hope you enjoy the show. You know, I don't talk about it too much with my friends outside of my YouTube community, my barbershop crew. So I finally told them I'll be doing an online show and a podcast, right? So they want to participate. You know, they used to hearing me rant all day, every day in the barbershop, so they know how I give it up. So you know what I mean. But yeah, I finally told them. So peace, Mert. Glad you in here. Who's that? King Jers. What's up, King Jers? Late show. We back up in here. All right. Immortal Truth. What it do? Yeah, we got the crew up in this motherfucker. Kanan. Yeah. All right, we up in here. So let's do this. Wipe y'all feet off. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? Mr. Philion. Hey, Mr. Philion is in the building. Shout out to Mr. Philion. That's my little bro right there. You know what I mean? My business partner. You know what I mean? Definitely my ace bone coon. You know what I mean? I got a network of friends that are like brothers to me. And Power Moves and Mr. Philion are definitely I consider them, you know, very high up in my and Mr. Philion, me and him are actually business partners. You know, we opened a few barbershops up together. So, you know what I mean? We cut hair together. You know what I mean? We came in the game together. You know what I mean? And we worked in the first barbershops together, and then we branched out and opened our own 2 other barbershops. So shout out to Mr. Philion. He's definitely a pseudo killer at heart. You know what I mean? And Mitch, all right, let's get to it. Let me send out this link. Boom is in the building. What's going on? All right. No, that ain't Mert, y'all. So let me CK, let me send you this link now. Hold on, I'm gonna have to send it from. Let me send it from the pseudo killer phone. He said Brick City is in the building. Damn. All right, let me do this. Boom, copy this link. And in 30 minutes, we're going to open it up because we definitely, we definitely want some abos to come in here with y'all Dan Calloway information. And I think CK gonna be able to run y'all off y'all square. She built for this. Trust me. All right, let me get to the pseudo killer chat. Boom. But I'm gonna talk a few minutes about the identity crisis. Now, I didn't write nothing. You know what I mean? So this gonna be off the cuff. But remember, I am the source. So if it's coming from me, you can take the shit to the bank. No, we don't have a pseudo killer phone because I ain't paying none of y'all motherfucking phone bill. But I just call this the pseudo killer phone because most of the time I hook it to to the computer and I read stuff off of it on the screen. So we call it the pseudo killer phone. CK, where you been at? You took that shot today. You posted in the back chat. You got your booster shot today. Shout out, how you feeling? But we're going to talk about that. I done sent the link. All right, so let me say this. All right, where do we start? Identity crisis. Do African Americans have an identity crisis? What do y'all think? Press 1 if y'all feel as though we have an identity crisis as African Americans. Even saying African Americans is a lot of so-called African Americans who don't even want to be called African American. Think about it. So I know in the barbershop, I didn't talk to people who don't even want to be called African American because they feel as though they ain't come from Africa. All right, I'm gonna read the quote, Vassal. Let me go to the back chat. Let me see what you got. All right. Hold on. So do you want me to read, Vassal? Work with me. Do you want me to read below the blue line that you marked, or what? What do you want me to do? All right, I'll read it. Let's see. Hold on, what book is this from, Vassal? Because I don't just want to be quoting without giving people the source of where it come from. All right, well, anyway, here we go. This says, I should put it on the screen. Well, I'll wait. Hold on. Let me get CK up in here. Let me get CK up in the building. Pseudo Killer Official. All right, let's go to the Zoom. CK, you left? Click the link again, CK. My bad. I was about to read what Vassal sent me. Okay, this quote is coming from he said a book called Acres of Aspiration. Movie guy, what's up? So this is from Acres of Aspiration. Hold on, I got somebody in the building. Oh, okay. All right, CK in here, so we gonna boom. We gonna do that. No, we ain't gonna do that one. We gonna do this one. No, we ain't gonna do that. No, yo, there we go. That's the one I want. And I want to collapse that so it look like that. All right, cool. How y'all like that? If y'all just coming in here, hit the like button. Wipe y'all feet off at the door. Y'all know how we do. All right. This is from Acres of Aspiration. It says, you can offend a black no easier than by denying his Indian parentage. This is so. Throughout Oklahoma, every Negro that can possibly maintain his contention insists that he is an Indian. In this way, he feels that he can avoid some of the hold on, I had to turn them around. All right, let me start over. You can offend the black no easier than by denying his Indian parentage. This is so. Throughout Oklahoma, every Negro that can possibly maintain his contention insists that he is an Indian. In this way, he feels that he can avoid some of the empathy that meets his race at every turn. It must be confessed that the Negro Indian does occupy more influential position in Oklahoma society than the mulatto or the pure-blood African. This can partially be explained from the fact that Negro Indian have large landed interests and that they are a decided factor in the politics of the new state. But the stain of Negro blood in their veins puts a social barrier upon all the tribe. Wow. Wow. All right, so let's break that down, Vassar. Is you saying by reading that quote, you're giving the Abos credence to their claim? Because the same way that we are mixed with the European, right? It don't make us European. So if we're mixed with Native American to a certain degree, it doesn't make us Native American. So they can't even use that argument. Nobody never said that there was not people that's considered African American or black in America have no Native American blood in them. But the same way us having European blood in us, right? We wouldn't call ourselves European because we got white blood in us, white slave master blood. Now, that Native American blood came almost the same way the European blood came in us. Those Native Americans that took us out to Oklahoma with them, they owned us as their property. A lot of black people don't know that. A lot of black people claim all this Native American ancestry, right? But they're actually claiming, most of them are claiming the blood of their slave master. Why would you claim the blood of your slave master? It's crazy. I'm not saying deny it, right? Every African American that I know, whether they jet black or my complexion or El DeBarge complexion, right, claim that they have Native American in them. But we don't know where that blood come from. We were enslaved by the 5 civilized tribes. They were the biggest plantation owners. I think it was, west of the Mississippi? Look it up. So, but, hold on. So, the issue comes, CK Mike still. Hold on, let me switch this screen.
I'm here. I'm just listening.
Okay, let me build for a minute, then we come in and kill these abos straight off the muscle. MBK did a lot of good work over the last couple years at breaking down this Aboriginal this abo argument, right? I think they did some of the best work in the community. Shout out to MBK. I think they go by the new name of New Black Knowledge. Ain't that right, CK? Am I right?
No, it's Each One Teach One. I'll drop the link in the chat for those that may want to subscribe.
Okay, Each One Teach One, right? Yeah, over the last couple years, they did some comprehensive work on breaking down the Aborigine claim that a lot of African Americans are starting to subscribe to, right? So that goes to the topic of that I put on the screen. Identity crisis. Starting in the early 20th century, according to the New Black Knowledge, or now Each One Teach One, they broke down how the African American has seeked to ingratiate ourselves into American society. And one of the main ways that we tried to ingratiate ourselves into American society was by denying the African or the slave blood that was in us, right? So we would claim to be everything but what we was, because the African American or the slave blood stigma that was on us, we felt as though, or it was, right? It was a badge of shame, right? And it made you less in the society, right? Other people was held over top of it's like a caste system, basically. You have the whites on top, then you have the hierarchy. It would be I would say the English and the French. Probably the English, the French, and the who was those other people? The Dutch, right? The English, the French, and the Dutch, right? And the United States. If you descend from those European groups, you were a little bit higher. Anybody else, Southern Europeans, further south, Italians, and people like that, you was a little lower, right? And then it was the Native American, and then it was the African American, right? We, at the start of the 20th century, right, we was at the bottom, so to say, as far as how people felt about the so-called races or different groups that was in America or in the United States. So African Americans chose to identify themselves with anything other than being black. All right. Okay, my bad. I was reading the chat. So yeah, we tried to identify ourselves with anything other than being black. So people would call themselves Moors, Moorish American, say that they was from, they was Hebrews, they were Moors, like anything other than being black. Right? Native American, and we still going through these same identity crises to this day. So it's crazy because we are in 2021 and it's a wealth of information about Africa, right? And what Africans contributed to the world. And the fact that African Americans is still having this identity crisis shows the level of education, right? It's really a knock on the educational system in the United States. And it's really our parents' problem, right? Parents, you have to do a better job at educating your children and making them feel proud about who they are, right? A lot of our parents and grandparents actually fed the misinformation. Saying that we were Native American and putting it above, almost saying it like if you had a lighter curl pattern in your head, right? We would always contribute that lighter curl pattern to being Native American, right? Because we esteem the lighter curl pattern. The tighter curl patterns, right? We put a negative connotation on it. We call the tight curly hair, we call it nappy. There's no such thing as nappy hair. Stop saying stuff like that. Hair is curly. What we call nappy is actually tightly coiled or curled hair. It is a curly texture pattern of hair. That's all it is. And if you had a lighter if your curl pattern wasn't as tight, right, it was more looser curls, right? The looser your curl pattern was, the more Native American you had in you, or the more prettier your hair was, right? So, Madam C.J. Walker became the first female African American millionaire because she developed a product that could straighten the curl pattern, right? To make you look more white or Native American, whatever you wanted to be. Anything other than being associated with that slave blood that was in you. We never can get away from that slave blood that's in us, right? We African and we need to hold that up as much as we can, because this society tried to make us feel bad about that. They, especially about our looks, right? And they even played on it and tried to say that we was less intelligent because of the African blood that was in us. But it gets even deeper, which shows you that every group was held at a higher esteem than the African American, no matter what we did in this country. Just think about it. What professional or college mascot, right, has been black? You had professional baseball, football, teams, college teams, all repping Indian, right? It's some type of the Warriors, the Indians, the Chiefs, not the Cowboys. I'm tripping. I put Cowboys and Indians together, but it's so many college teams with those mantras of being some type of Native American warriors. You never see any team repping that they the blacks. Now you had black Negro League teams that had those type of names, but I'm saying white people never esteemed themselves as being having black blood in them, even though they do, right? Because miscegenation happened in both groups, in us and in whites, right? So you'll see the majority of white people, if y'all work with them, you ask them what they have in them, they'll name everything but black. They'll name everything but black. I used to talk to white people on my job, and we'd talk about, their ancestry. They'd say, man, I got some French in me. I got a little bit of Italian in me on this side. I got some German in me, right? And they'd say, and some Native American, right? We are as of back when I was working for other people, that was in the early 2000s, probably the late 90s, early 2000s, right? So at that time, we was definitely the biggest minority group in America at that time, right? I think the Latino, Hispanic is the number one or the biggest minority group in America now, right? And even that is sketchy, right? We could talk about that also, because a lot of them are of African ancestry too. When you talk about, if you group the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, with the Hispanic or Latino block, then most of them will be Afro descendant also. So, but anyway, the numbers can go on both sides when it comes to Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, right? They can classify themselves as being of African ancestry. So what group would you put them in, right? Other than their language group. But yeah, so the Native American or I lost my train of thought. CK, get in here. What you think, CK?
Yeah, I'm here. My bad. Like, I've been looking up sources. Just in case we get some abos talking reckless.
Right. I think we can handle them, though, CK. I definitely think we
can. Yeah, and I'm not even the best. I'm lightweight, and I definitely can handle pretty much all of them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that the points that you were making definitely is really important. Of course, like good brother Sheffrin brought up earlier, New Black Knowledge. They are now called Each One Teach One. I did drop their link in the chat. If you type either name into the YouTube search engine, you should be able to find their channel fairly easily. They have a decent amount of videos going into depth with sources shown right on screen for you to read, and they drop the links in their chat, and it's also in their Discord server as well, which I might drop their Discord server at some point in time for those that may want to join. And they go into grave detail, not just, hey, Africans being brought over here, but also Africans being kept as slaves, not just by Europeans, but also Native Americans. And also going into more detail as to, why, just like how Chef was mentioning earlier, as to why we started this whole, I guess you could say, we started flipping the switch and started trying to call ourselves something else. And it's understandable why we would do that, you know what I mean? Because if you keep constantly being told by white supremacists that, hey, we don't like you because you're Black. We don't like you because you're African. Oh, we're going to mistreat you because of X, Y, and Z. Oh, you're inferior. You're nothing, blah, blah, blah. Of course, that does something to you mentally. Mental scarring that we as a people have been receiving for a long time and never got any help for. So, yeah, you're going to try to come up with some other things like, oh, maybe if I, start lying and saying that I'm actually, if I'm light enough, maybe I can just say I'm white.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I don't entirely, if I'm light skinned enough, I can't really pass off as white, but, I could probably fool some folks. Maybe I can just lie and say I'm Native American. There was no DNA testing back then, so you can't really tell unless people knew you. Right. Now, if you were born in a certain area, folks are going to know you. They're going to know that, hey, that you come from an African mommy and daddy. Like they're not going to be fooled. So what a lot of people would do is they would move to a completely new area, a lot of times a whole new state, and just come up with their own identity. Anything that wasn't Black, anything that wasn't African. So like Chef mentioned earlier, wearing the turbans. Oh, I'm actually Moorish. Oh, I'm actually Indian, from the country of India. I'm actually, anything exotic, try to make up a fake accent, whatever you can do to try to not be mistreated and discriminated upon.
Right. Because
we as Black people, we tried everything. We tried adopting their language, English. We tried adopting their religion, Christianity, being the best Christians as possible, being better Christians than the darn Christians the white Christians that brought the dang religion to us, being better Christians than them.
Preach.
And it still wasn't enough. So it's like, okay, now we got to be actors up in this bitch. Now we got to pretend to be something completely else. And that just bleeds into today, in 2021, shoot, we about to be in 2022, and we're being attacked on two fronts. We got the division within our community when it comes politically. You got some folks that are Republicans, some that are Democrat, Libertarian, or whatever else. Then we got the other division religiously. Some folks want to be Christians, some want to be Muslims, Jews. I don't know, pick up whatever new made up religion that's came out within the past, 20, 40 years or whatever. And then we got the identity crisis. You got some people that don't want to be called Black. You got some people that want to be called just American. You got some that don't want to be called African American. You got some people that want to do the whole, Africa's not a real country thing, despite the fact that Africans call it Africa themselves. I mean, of course, they may not call themselves African because they already live in Africa. So they just call themselves by their tribe they're part of, or their ethnic group that they're a part of. And then it's like everybody's, I don't know, at this point, I feel like it's a money thing. But there is some part of me that feels like, conspiratorially, I'm saying this too as well, that there is somebody, I don't know if it's necessarily just white people, but I do feel like somebody is definitely financially supporting and promoting these random groups that we have in the United States that are trying to push some other identity crisis on Black people. Because like I said, we got one group that want to just be Americans. And a lot of them folks, they have a tendency to agree with a lot of white supremacist rhetoric, I noticed, especially within the past 4 to 8 years. And you got another segment of people that don't want to say that they're African American, they just want to be just called just African, or they want to be called Pan Africans. And we got another segment of Black people that don't want to be Black, that want to just be called Black, or they want to come up with some other new name, And then of course you got the abos, copper colored, this, that, and the third. Oh, I'm actually Native American, this, that, and the third. Then you have the Moors, and then you got the damn Hebrew Israelites with their craziness and mythology.
You had the Nation of Islam,
and I'm probably the Nation of Islam. They
Asiatic. Asiatic Black man.
Of course. I think that they know that they're African to a degree. They don't really talk about it like that, but they just constantly call them. It's like they recognize Africa, but they don't really claim it like that.
It's the same as the Hebrew Israelite. They claim that they originally are from Asia and they went into Africa, and that's where we got captured from and brought over here from Africa. But they both say that they originally originated, that we originally originated in Asia. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, that's I'm starting to remember now. I don't know. All of it's crazy, and I think it's a real problem for us as Black people because it's too much division. It's just too much. And then we are being attacked on another front. You got these white supremacists that are trying to pretend like they're not white supremacists. And now they're trying to prevent history from being taught in these schools. Y'all see these people at these darn school board meetings acting the darn fool. Oh, you're teaching critical race theory. Because see, now they can't say the racist shit that they were saying back when Trump was running for office and while he was in office. So now they got to switch the narrative. Critical race theory, this, that, and the third. It's like, they're not teaching that in school. Like, what the hell is y'all talking about? They're just teaching what actually happened in this country. And like a lot of these white supremacists, they know that their time is up. They're getting old. They're starting to die off. On top of that, a lot of them are anti-vaxxers, so they definitely dying the fuck off. Their children are starting to become more and more tolerant of Black people and less and more intolerant of white supremacy and racism. You see how many people that's in that Black Lives Matter movement? Most of them are white folks. A lot of these young white folks are not down with the white supremacy. They're not okay with the things that their ancestors were doing or their parents were doing or allowing to continue to happen in this country, because a lot of them are marrying Black people. They're having children with Black people. And they're like, damn, like this could happen to my kid. Like my kid could be killed unarmed just because they're half Black or they just look just dark enough to where the police officer is going to mistreat them just because of the color of their skin. And they're not having it. And as we have this country, that's why you see a lot of the white supremacists as well having a problem with a lot of these people immigrating to the country. Because the majority of the people that's coming over here are not white. It's people that is Hispanic or they're from Africa or even Asia. But all you need to know is that they're not white. So they see that their population is not dwindling necessarily because they're dying off per se, but because there's more people that are multi-ethnic coming into the country. And there's even more of their own that are intermarrying into these other groups.
Right.
And, they may identify as Black, they might identify as multi-ethnic, however. And I think that a lot of these identity groups that we have within our community that's causing a lot of division and confusion is just going to get worse especially as less and less history is taught in our schools. The parents aren't going to know, so they're not going to teach their kids, and their kids aren't going to know, and it's going to be easier for them to get trapped into one of these identity codes. So, I mean, what's the solution? Oof. I want to say just teaching people the truth. I want to say just beating up the pseudos anytime and every chance we get. But, we only going to reach a certain amount of people. The people that we really need to reach are like the children.
The children, facts.
Because they're going to get older and teach their kids. And most of the people that watch these type of YouTube channels aren't going to be children. Especially how late we stream. Like, they definitely aren't allowed to be up as late. Their parents going to be sending them to bed for school the next day.
Right. Dang.
So I feel like some people do say that we probably need to get more politically active, which I'm terrible at myself, and definitely putting pressure on these school boards because it's happening everywhere. Them trying to remove certain things being talked about. So it makes it seem like, racism wasn't a thing in this country. And because we have issues with racism today, still to this point, to this day, these identity crisis groups are not going to go away. They're not going to go away. It actually, I think it'll probably get worse.
It'll get worse. Facts.
It'll get worse.
It'll get worse, CK. Hell yeah. Go ahead. Tell.
You know what I mean? Because just think about it, though. Like, if a white cop can kill a black person on camera, this dude sees the cameras pointing at him, people telling him to let the dude go. Like, the dude cannot breathe. You're choking him out. You're sitting on his neck. And him feels so comfortable to do that. Like, that was the scariest thing that I have ever watched on YouTube, because I thought it was a hoax. I'm like, this shit is clickbait. But I kept watching, and like, he just didn't get off the dude.
Right.
Like, I just started crying, like, oh my God, like, this dude is really like killing him. Like, nobody's stopping him. Like, I didn't even know it was other officers until I started seeing pictures on Facebook the next day from the other side of the truck. And I'm like, there was other fucking people on him. And just imagine if people weren't rioting in the streets, that dude would have got off, yo. Everybody wants to make it seem like, oh, rioting doesn't do anything. Rioting doesn't solve anything. Man, they made some swift actions when they shit was burning the fuck down. You know what I mean? I'm not condoning violence, you know what I mean? But, yo, somebody want to burn some shit down because they feel like ain't nobody trying to hear what they got to say, like injustices is just not being fixed. Yo, do what you do. I'm not getting in your way. I'm sitting back. I'll watch from a distance.
So let me ask you this, CK. And that was a powerful build. And it's crazy. I know you've been busy lately, but we definitely need you on the show more. We miss your presence, right? We need
I'm gonna be back around.
We need that female. I know you had a lot of things with your job and you was doing your food thing. You know, we got a back chat, so we know the pseudo killers know what's going on, but the pseudo killer family don't know what's going on. But you know, we definitely need that sharpness, right? She's one of our main researchers. She built our server, right? I'm going to put the link in there. Y'all need to click that server because she got everything in that server that we need. CK, everybody in the chat saying that was a dope build that you just, you know what I mean? I couldn't have said it no better. You know what I mean? You know, she got the flow rider, you know, because she from Florida. So she got that whole flow. She got that whole Florida flow, right? It just came out so, you know, she got the Florida flow. You know what I mean? Flow rider. But, yeah.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna switch up. I'm gonna switch up on you, Chef.
Go ahead.
I am willing. I wasn't always willing. Like, if you would have caught me a few years ago, I wouldn't agree to this. But because of how strong I'm seeing how these white supremacists are acting in this country, not just that, but the fact that we had a damn fascist as president. You know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to work with the Abos. Real talk. It's certain things I would be willing to let slide if they would be willing to work with us to fight against white supremacy.
That's a fact.
Like, real talk.
Yeah, because we see, but that's with any group that's separate.
That's gonna be a problem though,
right?
Because
hold on,
Christians are gonna want to push their Christian shit.
I don't have no problem with that because as long as we identify, right, Abos
that we're all being oppressed,
right, and Abos are not saying that they're not like you and me. They're saying that we're all Abos, just like the Nation of Islam. They're not saying that we are not the same. They're saying that we are all Asiatic black man, right? The Hebrew Israelites are not saying that they are a separate group outside the African American community. They are changing it. They're trying to change our name, right? And where we come from, our identity. But they're not separating themselves from us by identity, right? They're saying that, yo, you are a goddamn Aborigine too. You see what I'm saying? The Nation of Islam saying that you are the Asiatic black man too. You just don't got knowledge yourself, right? The Moors are saying that you're a Moorish American. You know what I mean? You just don't know it. That's why Noble Drew Ali had to come and teach you this. But since y'all don't know it, the MSTA, the Moor Science Temple of America, is going to teach y'all that y'all Moors. I got them in my family, right? Nation of Islam, got them in my family. The Christian, got them in my family. I got Hebrew Israelites in my family. So they're not saying that we're not them, right? They just are having an identity crisis, right? The Christian is not saying that the rest of the black African Americans are not them, right? They're saying that you just need to be saved, right? Just like the Jehovah's Witness. They ain't saying, you just gotta accept Jehovah or whatever the hell they do. But that's the whole thing. So, right. So but
every group wants people to adhere to whatever flipping ideology they're trying to push. And I feel like the more different groups that we have, like the harder it's going to be for us to unite on anything. Here you got all these darn Asians uniting over no Asian hate. And it's like, here as us as black people, it's like, damn, like we can't unite over just like the white supremacy in general. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I don't know what the solution is on how to get everybody on board with that. Like, I really don't. Because I feel like people are just stuck in their ways and they want what they want. I feel like the only way that we would is if things got disgustingly bad here in this country for us. But I don't really foresee that happening. Like, of course, the craziness among the white supremacists, that's going to get worse regardless, because they feel they already see their time is coming up. But once that little wave is over, things will definitely improve, because it'll be so many different races and ethnic groups in this country. Like the white supremacists, they won't be able to hold control like they used to.
All right, so that's the main point, the one point that you made, that we're going to have to work with them, definitely, right? And I think the Nation of Islam, right? The Moor Science Temple, the Hebrew Israelites, since I've been alive, these groups always came out for black people, right? They never separate, they're just saying that that's not our name, that we're not African American, that, Africa is not our original home, right? But they're not saying that they wasn't slaves, right? That they ain't go through all of the injustices that we, that the African...
Nobody wants to be under that, because it makes you feel like you're weak. Like, oh, like you owned me. Oh, you used to treat me like this and that and the third. Like, no one wants to makes it seem like they're weaker than the next person, because, and that doesn't really make you weak. It's just, that's what happened. It ain't like we ain't fight back. Like, dang, like you start looking at them darn rebellions, like we were bodying them white folks. That's probably played a role in the why they kind of like stopped the whole slavery thing. Like, especially like once, Jamaica kind of like killed everybody. Was it Jamaica or was that Haiti? No, Haiti. Pretty much took a country. It may have took a minute for word to travel, but like, I definitely think that played a role over a period of time. Like, hey, what happened over there, it could probably happen over here. It's more these slaves than us. And as you can see later on, they tried to even them numbers out. They started immigrating all them Europeans to the country too.
Man, look, Mitch said Hebrews think they are from Israel, Moors from Morocco, and Nubians think they from planet Risk. What the fuck? That is crazy as hell. If that ain't an identity crisis, I don't know what you know what I mean? Like I said, I think MBK, New Black Knowledge, or Each One Teach One. I think over the last couple years from me watching their shows, I think they laid the whole thing out better than anybody else in the community. Their argument against the Abo push, I feel like if people can go back and listen to those builds and those presentations that Truth Story and then Rob Bowen put on, it was masterful, right? I think that's some of their best work. Them deconstructing the Abo ideology, right? Really going into documentation, showing that the people that came off them boats, right, what they were saying, that they were African, naming the places that they came from, right? when they started to start their organizations, right? They wasn't saying that we the Aborigines or the Native Americans or the original Americans or none of that crazy stuff. They started their first organizations calling them Black African. The African this, the African that, right? And this during slavery time, they was naming their stuff African, right? The AME Church, the African Methodist Episcopal Church, right? These people been knew, black people been knew. We never lost that knowledge that we was from Africa. So if we never lost the knowledge that we were from Africa, it means that at first us saying that we was something else was a response to something. There was a response. Now y'all taking that response, right? And actually y'all believe what these black people was doing, they was trying to respond to the racism, right? It was a visceral racism at this time, meaning it was real, it was up front. They had things that was stopping them from the pursuit of happiness, right? So they were looking for ways to give themselves up in this society, right? Anything. Mm-hmm. Like, who wouldn't want their children to have a better life than them, right? You know that. Who want to be spit on? It was, man, they had in Mississippi where a black person had to get off the sidewalk if a white person was walking towards them on the sidewalk. Meaning, this is at the time when you had horse and buggy, so the street was mud and, you know what I mean? It wasn't even paved like that. So a old ass black man, right? Your grandfather, your great grandfather or whatever, will have to step in the mud, right? Because if a white person was walking on us, say he had to step in the street, right? You could be spit upon, right? Like all kind of degradation. Why would you? So it makes more sense that black people tried to figure out mechanisms or ways to get around that some type of way. But now y'all, the reason why y'all are claiming that that y'all are Aborigines.
I think today
it don't even make sense.
Today's a different reason.
Yeah, it's now.
But I'm gonna tell you why though. I think that today is different than when our ancestors were growing up. Back then, it was more to avoid, racism, discrimination, and a lot of times death. Mm-hmm. Today, I think it's more of a monetary thing. I think that, I'm mainly looking at the Abos. I think the Abos think that they can get some of that money that the Native Americans are getting, because they are getting reparations. I'll look it up. Yes, they are getting money, reparations, land, all of that. Mm-hmm. And I really feel like a lot of them think that they identify as being Native American, that they can get in on some of that money. They can get in on some of that land. Because, it just seems like no matter how hard, we try to fight, there's no light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of us seeing us actually getting reparations as being African Americans here. And then the water gets kind of muddy as to who should get it and who shouldn't get it, and all in between. Mm-hmm. There's some people that have brought, like Sandy Darity's brought in some really good points as to who should get it. And I think his point of view has probably been the best I've heard thus far.
Who?
Now the Moors and the Hebrew Israelites, I'm a little confused. I think that the Hebrew Israelites is more of a fanatical thing. It's insanity. They're actually insane. Like, they actually really think that they're going to have something. Like, the only people that could potentially claim to be Jewish would be the Ethiopians, because I know that a lot of them intermixed with a lot of the Jews that came over there. Mm-hmm. But even then, like they're not gonna get nothing over there because the Jews are over there. That really ain't their land either. Like the Palestinians were there first. But and then they're trying to kick them out. So it's like if they trying to kick the people that were originally there out, why would they give any of y'all anything? You're just gonna be sitting up here claiming something for hundreds of thousands of years that you're never gonna get. But that could work into somebody's favor too. Actually, you know what? I think I might be right on this. That may work into some people's favor too, Chef.
Yeah, because they
Whoever
got
is
the
in
blood
charge
in
of
it.
these Hebrew Israelite groups, they probably know this. They know that they're not going to get nothing out of this. They know that they're not going to be able to go back to their homeland like that. So just keep milking people for donations, keep milking people for money, keep milking people for control and power, and people, you know, flocking to your whatever they call their religious place. And then just keep milking that for as long as you can and make yourself rich. And maybe even get some women in the process.
Man. So I think the Native American, you know, if they could get some land, right? Black people who can show that they have Native American blood in them, maybe they can get some land or something. It's a lot to it, man. Like it's a lot to it. But I guarantee you, if they start giving out reparations to African Americans, all of those groups that we're claiming who have an identity crisis now, they'll fall right in line. If the United States Congress say we are cutting checks to African Americans, right? Now you gotta be African American. I guarantee you that motherfucking Hebrew Israelite gonna throw that motherfucking Torah in the trash, right? That goddamn Moorish American gonna throw that Fez in the trash, right? And that damn Abo gonna throw his feather cap in the goddamn trash.
Anything. Black people ain't gonna turn down free money.
Exactly. Because they know what they are. They know what they are. Listen. All right. We about to open up the panel. But let me say this. Native Americans, right, do not come from Africa. They don't. Especially
more than enough evidence to prove where they come from.
Right. And especially not West and Central Africa.
No part of Africa.
Right. You know what I mean? No.
Unless you're going back, you know, a couple 100,000 years ago.
Yeah. Like, come on now.
Before we migrated out of Africa, you know what I mean? Like, going back that far, sure.
Exactly. Yeah, if that's the case,
you gotta claim everybody.
Yeah, everybody is African in that sense, right? Everybody is African in that sense. But even when you look at the Native American, they resemble Asians. Like, are y'all blind? Like,
I mean, even if we didn't become pseudo and start doing the whole looker ship shit, you know, DNA has just demolished any and all conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you get to talking reckless, I got sources for days on the Native Americans. I got sources for days on the South Americans. I got sources for days on the original groups that settled in North and South America. Because yes, we do have scientists and archaeologists that dig up the bones. They test the DNA. Right. They don't match you. You will get daggered the fuck up if you come on this panel talking that crazy.
And they know where they came from. They came from the north. They filtered in over a land bridge and got trapped. They got trapped. The land bridge disappeared. The land bridge disappeared after the last ice age. When it disappeared, they was trapped. Like it's a small population of people. We know it. Like the geneticists in them did already figured it out. There's nothing else to talk about. You don't have that in you. You got Western Central African, you know what I mean? DNA is your place of origin.
And even if we did have that, like, is that a bad thing? Like, that's why I be like, it's like most abos, they don't want to answer that. Like, yo, like, is it bad that you
got African
descend from Africans?
Right. Mm-hmm. That's how. Yeah, that's how.
Like, is it so
that's
bad?
basically what they saying. Like you can see
also,
the visceral in their voice. Even if you talk, I ain't no African. Like what the like y'all saying it like it's a bad thing.
Why are you hating? Them people ain't do shit to us. It wasn't all of Africa that was selling us. It was a certain small royal, mostly royal folks, probably in these countries that was selling some of us. Yes. So I think that there might be a little bit of hatred there. Like, oh, I don't want to claim to be a group of people that sold me to some Europeans. Because we all want to think and believe that them white folks just came in the country and just started snatching folks up. Some of them actually were. Some of them were about it like that and actually were. You know, but for the most part, it was neighboring tribes fighting neighboring tribes for whatever reason they was fighting. They saw a monetary gain in the situation. Hey, these Europeans or Arabs or whatever, they got some type of commodity that I want to buy. They need labor. Hey, take these people that we, you know, captured in our last fight. We really don't care about them.
That's crazy.
You know?
Yeah. But that's not even their argument. They're not mad whether Africa, who sold the slaves. They're saying that they don't originate from Africa, that they were, man, they get so weird. They don't even believe in the outer Africa theory at all. So they
have to believe something for it to be true.
Yeah, they look, they don't even agree to the outer Africa theory. So even the Native Americans that came over here from the land bridge, they don't believe in that theory. They don't
believe in anything that could destroy their worldview.
If you listen to Ali Muhammad and them, they say that, you know, the stuff over here is older than the stuff in Africa. They believe
wishy-washy. 1 minute he NOI, next minute he Aboriginal this.
Then he a more.
Then he change it to next.
Oh man, he crazy. He's
a grifter. Like, I don't understand how people don't notice that these people, like, they just want your money, yo. That's a fact. Any lie, any type of slick talking that they can do to get in your pockets. I just be listening to them to wait to hear them say Cash App. I'm just waiting for the moment when they say my book, my this, my that, my shirts, whatever it is that they selling. Like, what are you trying to sell?
Man.
Like, nobody wants to have a real job nowadays. Like, they just want to live off of, like, their followers, live off of the people that watch them on YouTube or whatever. And it's not that serious, yo.
That's a fact.
Because people don't realize how detrimental that is. Like, for example, like with Dan Calloway. I remember when he first started out, and I didn't take it serious. Like, I liked the first couple of his videos that he did. As soon as one of his videos started saying something along the lines of that the slavery didn't happen, I'm like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? Like, yo, your videos were pretty good starting out, but I'm like, yo, like, these videos, like, what is going on here? So I gave it a pass. Then the next video, it went in even more into, like, just beyond craziness. And I was like, hell to the no, I'm unsubbing. Like, I already got trapped in conspiracy theories years upon years ago. I was not trying to get trapped in no other craziness no more. But I really thought it was just this one dude talking reckless on YouTube. Fast forward 5+ years later, like, this dude got, like, a following. Is multiple YouTube channels. They got celebrities repeating this shit. Like, I don't think people see how dangerous these type of cults are. Let's just call it like it is. They're cults. We always try to push them to the side and say, oh, they crazy. Ain't nobody paying them no mind. No, if you let them just run rampant like that for years, this is what happens. You got a gang of young kids talking about they Aboriginal to the Americas and don't know shit about archaeology. Ain't paying no kind of attention in science class.
At all.
Just calling it like it is. Oh, why are you got people in the chat? Why are you claiming Africans? Some people don't like you. Yes, some of them don't like us.
But
and guess what?
It doesn't matter whether they like us.
It don't matter though. People are not gonna like each other for different reasons.
I got family members that don't like me. That don't mean that I'm not a part of the family just because they don't like me. If continental Africans don't like
people in America don't like each other.
Right. That don't make you not American.
Each other in gangs all the fucking time. So what?
It's people in Baltimore.
African Americans now?
Listen, it's people in Baltimore who don't like me. That don't mean that I'm not Baltimorean. That don't mean that I'm not a Marylander, because people in Maryland don't like me. That's stupid as hell. Like, you gonna deny your identity because some people from that place don't like you. So, the hell? Of course they don't like us. They sold us. Yeah, they don't, but that don't mean that they didn't sell Africans. They still sold Africans. The Africans that sold us, they sold Africans. Simple and plain. But Sutek, my man Nigel Valley is in the building. What's going on, bro?
Sutek.
Look, man, I'm trying to get GK on the line, man. He in the chat saying we ain't African, we Native Americans.
Yeah. I thought he said we were American.
Oh, and the Americans, he's talking about Native Indians, and them folk didn't even call themselves Indians, fam.
I mean, I see nothing wrong with black people saying that, hey, we're Americans, because technically we are. Like, we've adopted the culture. We have an amalgamation of African traditions and stuff that we borrowed from America and stuff that we've kind of made up ourselves along the way. But my dude, we only been here for like 400 years. I don't even think it's been 400 years that we actually count, like, from the date the first African came to this country to today. 400. I don't even think we've been in this country for 400 years. So it was
1619.
Yeah, so nationality wise, we definitely are American.
Right.
Culturally, we are African American. But genetically, which is what we were building on in the chat, or at least that's what I brought up, we are African. When you look at the genetic data, it's gonna point right back over there to Africa.
Facts.
And ain't no getting away from that.
That's a fact.
And I'm gonna say this real quick too. I saw somebody, I can't remember who it was, said something in the chat about we need to talk about the Africans that were here prior to the Europeans. Please do not get to talking reckless, because I already got a super duper dagger from my good brother Vayasa on the Cimarroons and Maroons. And yes, they were African. They shipwrecked here in America. And a lot of them were just straight up just runaway slaves from the French or the Spaniards. So talk crazy if you want to. You're going to get daggered the fuck up.
Hold on.
I got the gun loaded.
22 Love said 1555 is when the first Africans came. Is that
is correct.
Okay. Where did they come to?
Late 1400s, early 1500s. It wasn't like it was a lot of them.
To the United States?
Handful.
To what we call the United States?
Mm-hmm. Probably would have been somewhere in the Southish.
I thought it was 1619.
I would have to find the exact soul.
I thought the first African slaves came in 1619 on that Dutch ship to Virginia. I'm not right? Are y'all saying that the source is wrong? I am the source. Sutek, help me out.
I am the source.
Am I wrong?
Nah, man, you the source.
Yeah.
What you say though?
They saying I said 1619 was when we the first group of Africans arrived in what we call the United States. Somebody said 1555.
I don't know about that.
I think it would have been. I honestly think it's sooner than that. I think it's in the late 1400s.
So Sosa says Spanish Florida.
I don't think the first group that was brought over here were technically.
You talking about North America, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about North America, what we call the United States.
Not like how we think.
Yeah, so as far as I know, it'll be 1619, but I mean, maybe some came before. I'm not sure.
Hold on, I'm looking it up now. I got a source on it. Definitely.
Sosa getting it. Hey, Sosa, stop putting wild stuff in the chat and get on the panel. Stop playing. You must be doing something. He going. He put 1501 to be exact. Well, that'll be. I don't know. I want to know now. But either way, you know what I mean. It would be around 400 years regardless. So they saying Spanish Florida was the first place that they that people from Africa came to. And I think they're saying, oh yeah, they doubling down. They saying 1555. All right, cool. Somebody post the link in the chat. You know what I mean? Because y'all just killed the source. Y'all just killed the source. So either 1555, 1501, or 1619. It'll still be 400 years that we've been here. That we started arriving here, I'll say that. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah, the link is in the the link is in the chat. All right, here comes Sosa. Here comes Sosa. All right, let's see what he got. Sosa, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, what up? Yeah, I was listening to shit, listening to the bill, cleaning up and shit.
Okay. So what you had on the first Africans coming to North America? What you got?
Yeah, it would just like I said, the first would be Florida, of course. The only thing is that they only say 1619 because that's not a part of American history. That's Spanish territory.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
So when
that's
it
what I was
American
saying.
history, they don't put that in the Africans being here. You know what I'm saying? But I think when he's talking about Pure Black, talking about 1501, he's talking about the first slaves that came to Florida. I think he came with Ponce de Leon. When Ponce de Leon discovered that Florida, he actually like he named it La Florida. And then on that boat, there were some Africans that came with him. They ended up rebelling and escaping and getting away with the natives. That's what he's talking about, the 1501. But
okay. I stand corrected. You know what I mean? Hey, CK, you from Florida. You supposed to know that. Now I'm disappointed.
What do you?
You don't know your Florida history? You don't know the niggas came to Florida first?
I clearly said the South. The South.
Yeah, but
the South in general. I said that the Spaniards came in the South in like what 1400s, 1500s ish.
So CK,
I'm not gonna act like I remember the exact date.
Original Negro. You could possibly be one of the first Negroes that stepped foot on North America. You a serious nigga. I ain't gonna lie.
Lord mercy.
That's a serious shit. But all right, cool. So GK, do we have any abos in the building that want to come defend your heritage, your lineage, your tribe? Going once, going twice. We will have a civil conversation.
Good old fashioned scalping. Scalp or be scalp.
Yeah, we're gonna take some feathers today.
Yeah, man. The niggas come out.
I don't want these problems.
The niggas come out the woodwork, bro. I swear to God.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think the biggest conversations that we have, the most vigorous conversations that we have in this community is, I would say the Hebrew Israelites is number one. I think right behind them is the Abos. I'm saying the last 3 years. It's been the Hebrew Israelites, number one, Abos, number two, and I think
Moors.
The Moors, 3. Yeah, I say the Moors.
Yeah.
But they got handed their asses.
Yeah, I think.
I feel like I don't hear from them a whole lot.
I think back in Sinetta days, the Moors was number one. Like they rotated. I think it was Moors, Hebrews, Abos was in the background. Then the Abos took number one like a few years back. It held that shit for like a couple years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then that DNA came back and beat them niggas back. You know what I'm saying? Then the Hebrews stepped right back up like, yeah, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so then you got them. And I think anything talking about Jesus get African Americans in a frenzy. Like, we have an obsession with Jesus. Whether you believe in him or you don't believe in him, you know what I mean? We are furious over that motherfucker. Like, whew.
Yeah.
Our panel blew up. So I never seen you screaming how you usually the cool, calm, you went crazy over Jesus the other day. I said
So Cedric talked so loud, I got to you got to yell over him.
And they caught the spirit.
he
Got
caught the
Holy
spirit. I said, damn this. I said, Jesus get everybody out of character. Garfield telling people, inviting people to the wood. And, I said, man,
hold on, when that happened?
Him and Cedric got into it over the guy. I said, damn, Garfield usually cool customer. I said, this Jesus shit is out of control. Yeah, that Jesus, man. Woo. Jesus is a bad motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Make niggas lose their mind.
But the crazy thing is this. It's like when you don't agree, like especially in the conscious community circles, if you take the side that Jesus is historical, you are of the minority position. Just know that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo.
That's because of Hidden Colors. Niggas watched Hidden Colors and lost their mind. Like, people don't know how dangerous that DVD was.
Yeah, that shit's horrible. Yeah.
That shit was dangerous pseudo. We're going to have to do a whole series on deconstructing Hidden Colors, the first one. If we get rid of the first one, we pretty much can knock the rest of them down with it, right?
Yeah, shit, we can keep going, because shit, they got in they getting the melanin. Everyone is special. Everyone is special. A special kind of ignorance in there. Even all the way down to buck breaking.
Oh man.
Yeah, shit crazy.
Oh man, that man. He made a DVD called Buck Breaking.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That dude is such a grifter. I don't see how people don't see it. It's like, yo, this dude's all about money. Like, whatever controversy he can get in on. He tried to do the whole, like you saw before, the little Hidden Colors joint, then the whole Buck breaking joint. Now he's trying to jump on the whole Abo movement. Before that, he was on the whole ADOS trip and trying to come up with his own shit. It's like the next payday.
Just pulling everybody in from all the
I hope people realize that, like, people like him honestly creates these other identity groups. Because when even like with the Pan-Africans, you know what I mean? If you are taking advantage of people for money, and some of the stuff that you're saying is shockingly actually the truth, and then they find out that you're a fraud, these people are going to turn away from the actual facts of what you said, because everything else you said was wrong. And everything else you did was fraudulent. So then they turn around and leave because they're mad. They start their own little group, make up their own little rules. And it's like, it just causes more problems than it solves, all because people, trying to make money, which, that's what capitalism does. You know what I mean? When you ain't making enough money, you can't, you try to get it how you can.
Man, listen, that, like you said, he's a grifter, right? He goes to anything that he feels as though is popular and that black people is going to gravitate towards, that he can make a couple dollars off of, and that's what he do. So that's just Tariq Nasheed for you.
The Mac and books and shit. It was a Mac.
He said what?
He started off as a Mac, writing like books about,
pimping women and
pimping women shit. They started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a mess. Tariq is a mess. So them abos seem like they scared today. You know what I mean?
I told you they weren't coming on this panel.
Good.
Yeah, man, MBK don't beat them to death.
MBK
like
didn't
blood all in the dang street.
Once the word gets out, they're sending smoke signals right now. They'll start popping up. You'll see.
Brothers all on the ground.
Yeah, especially when Dan Calloway got exposed. This dude tried to use an article, an actual legitimate scientific article on the DNA of Native Americans, took that article, copied and pasted it, and changed certain words so that it fit his narrative. And he got caught slipping doing that. I'm surprised he wasn't sued for that. That's plagiarism right there. Like,
people in this groups though, and in all these groups, they don't care. Like,
they don't.
You can't sit up here and talk about you against DNA, but the person that kind of started y'all off tried to use a legitimate article to try to make it seem like the DNA supported his point of view when it really didn't.
Yeah, they don't care if the information doesn't add up. Like, that's not concerning. They got a preconceived notion, and whoever feels that preconceived notion, they're gonna rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If they're gonna say, okay, well, nigga, you gonna believe the white man? It's over with. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, that shit say that, but I mean, come on, but I mean, you gotta know your enemy, man. You think they gonna put the truth in the paper? Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was telling Unc this a few years back, like right before the Abos kind of went wild in 2019, before they got beat up really bad. I said, Unc, I guarantee you, a lot of these Abos claiming to be Native American, I bet you they already took a DNA test. Nah, CK, you wilding, you tripping. Nah, I'm telling you, I bet you a lot of them took the damn test and they do not like the results. So now they're just in super denial. And we even convinced a couple of them to come on the Real Black Atheist show, admitting, shockingly, I'm surprised they admitted live on air that they took the damn test. Some of them admitted to taking the test.
Wow.
And that it didn't say that they were Native American. It said they had 2-3%. Some of them even said they had 5%. But they just refused to admit like what the other 80-90% was.
That is crazy. That is crazy. But I think they took a beating. We've been doing a healthy job. That's why, I call everybody is a pseudo killer to a certain degree. Right? Everybody.
Basically, they're a pseudo slayer. They may not be a killer, but they're a slayer.
Yeah, I'm saying like every group is something that's pseudo that they attack. Right?
Oh yeah.
And so it's like everybody does it. You know what I mean? And like I said, MBK been doing it for years. Like, definitely. Like most of the time they step out. When they step out or speak on something, it's to disprove a pseudoism, right? The same with the Masi. Mostly all of these groups damn near follow the same pattern with to show the pseudoisms and the inconsistencies and certain ideologies or
intellectual arguments.
Intellectual arguments. Like they definitely. So the pseudo killers, we just named our group that. You dig what I'm saying? But it was that the Almond Raw Squad was doing it, right? Some of the biggest arguments that they had was, knocking down pseudoisms, right? When Seti and them said the goddamn Medu wasn't deciphered. You know what I mean? When they went against the Hebrews. You know what I mean? So, and it was another topic. And Sutek here, CK, King Sosa. Let me see. Sosa, is you in the server? Cause I ain't see you in there yet.
He in there.
Yeah. I logged
one of the first ones.
Shit, so I can Okay. I see y'all trying to get it rocking, so I'm gonna try to dedicate some time, just like consistently fuck around in it.
Right. We definitely gotta do that. But somebody had put they said, how did they word it? They worded, oh no, that was Cedric. And Cedric ain't even show up tonight. Cedric had asked, what was older, Suma or Kemet? Right? Because when
nothing big for that.
Yeah, when in our community, we unequivocally say Egypt was first, right? But when you do a peripheral search on the internet, it comes back.
It's gonna say Sumer.
It's gonna come, Sumer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's gonna come as soon as first. So, Sutek, what is the reason? Why do they say Sumer was first? Like, but when you
First
look,
thing as far as what?
civilization. Why do they say that when the time is damn near the same? Because if they just going with the unification of Egypt, saying, because it's basically, they say 3100 or 3400 BC, right? So they're just talking about the unification. But we know
right.
civilization had existed, right, along the Nile way before the unification, because the nomes in the cities, right, was already there. That's what they had unified, right? The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom was unified under one kingship, right? One ruling body. So the civilization was already there. So why the fuck do they say Sumer was first? And when they talk about Egypt, they just go to the unification as being the start of their civilization. Go ahead.
Shit, we know why. We don't try to always solidify a position outside of Africa when possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in a nutshell, as simple as it gets, that would be my answer. Unless somebody else got something that's more logical.
Do you think the biblical narrative got anything to do with it?
Yeah, absolutely. Archaeology started from that. The study of archaeology started from them trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, and Unc fought you on that, Sosa.
Go crazy over that.
Yeah,
shit.
and you I wanted you to build on that a little bit, but go ahead, Sutak. Then you go ahead, Sosa. That's good.
Nah, go ahead, Sosa. I want to hear what happened.
No, that was shit. I brought that up yesterday because that was that shit got popularized or built because the church was looking for relics, so they had the money to fund these archaeological digs. You feel like they was the one kicking out bread. You know what I mean? So I was saying like that was you know what I mean, but I'm not saying like it the church originated archaeology. I'm saying like they were the engine for archaeology.
Right. They was
they had the money.
Yeah, they was looking to prove they was looking for archaeology to prove the Bible to be correct, to be accurate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
boy they looked, the boy them motherfuckers was disappointed.
Yeah, so that's CK, you still with us? You want to speak on stuff? Or you on Call of Duty right now?
No, sir. No.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
I'm actually fixing my S notes.
Who?
My notes. My S notes.
So yeah, I think for me, civilization could start in different places, all at different
especially
times.
At the same time.
Yeah, like it don't need I think for the most part, in our community, we've been arguing that who brought civilization to who, right? Did the Asians bring civilization to Africa, or did the Africans bring civilization to the Asians, and so forth and so on, right? But human beings can come up with similar ideas and techniques, at different times, independently of each other. Because you're human, you got the same brain. Faced with the same environmental pressures, human beings are basically going to come to the same conclusions, right? Just like agriculture, right? If you look at the start of agriculture, they always put that in Asia, right? If you look up agriculture, where it first come from, it's going to be in Asia first, right? But then that's on a peripheral search. But then when you dig down into the search and you go a little bit deeper, then you see that it was they found sorghum and different seeds already cultivated in Africa at the same time. So they having a problem of trying to figure out where did it start at. And then one of the key points is different farming techniques, right? I think a lot of the stuff that Europeans is starting to realize that everybody didn't have the same farming techniques, right? They had it was certain African groups and they found that had a similar farming technique to Native Americans, meaning their crops resembled how they grew in nature. It's crazy. So it wasn't farmed out like we see farms made today, meaning they tried to scatter the seeds the way it would grow in nature, but they was doing it right. They was actually farming, but it didn't look like farming. It looked like how it grew in nature. So it's kind of crazy, and they're starting to realize these type of things now. That everything don't have to look like the Asian or the European mode of doing it, and it could still be the same thing. So, what y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about as far as spreading them out. I think the ambiguity comes in, and when they're gonna say, "Well, what is a civilization? When do you say it's a civilization?"
Exactly.
Yeah. What components are you saying? Come together.
Right. I had to look that one up.
Right.
And everybody gonna have a criteria, and then somebody gonna take it a step further and say, "No, you need this." You know what I'm saying? Because I heard it, and goes them argue over that at one point over the whole Kemet Suma thing with Zion Lex. It's like there's no objective point to say this is a civilization, this is not. Or you have to get, once you get here, you're a civilization. So I think that's why it's gonna always be murky. Even though when you look it up, it's gonna say Suma. Other African people gonna argue, well,
I would say just look it up. And I mean, like, what, according to what, I guess you could say, rules or guidelines, what an area or a group of people can be considered civilized. And I think usually once they start kind of having like some kind of, I guess you could say, hierarchy.
I think they also like a civil or centralized government.
Yeah, like a government, like when you start having, people in charge of stuff and people making decisions for the group, and then of course, a lot of people would say that, a group being able to have some type of communication, like writing, for example, they would say that would be a civilized country, but that may not be the best of things to use, in my opinion, because some cultures, like writing, wasn't as pivotal to their civilization as it was in others, because they may not have been trading like that initially, at least.
Yeah, see, that's what they use too. They try to take writing and put the first writing system, or the first writing in some Southwest Asia as well, or
like domesticating animals as well, because that's going to require some level of organization, whether you're domesticating dogs or cows, or I don't know what other animals people domesticate. Goats,
sheep, goats, yeah,
and then like plants too as well. If you farming and stuff like that. So I would assume that like the hunter-gatherer groups probably wouldn't be considered really a civilization then.
Right.
Am I correct in thinking that? Because usually they wouldn't have those things.
I mean,
usually they might have some type of hierarchy though.
Definitely got a hierarchy.
Yeah.
to a degree, but they could be.
So
they got the big
I'm assuming
man.
there's probably like a list of shit that they have to meet in order to be considered a civilization. They can't just meet like 2-3, but not meet the rest of the criteria.
But I'm tell you what other people are gonna say. They're gonna say, "Well, who decides
the criteria?"
The criteria. You see what I'm saying? Like
whoever came up with it first.
You know what I'm saying?
And we'll work it out from there.
Trust that shit. I've seen an argument go down. And that's the point that they use. Like, you know what I mean? It's like when we talk when we had a conversation, we say when we was like, he was like, yo, they savages, remember?
Right.
They go like, oh, who decides? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's savage or what's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's no way they got to end that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's see.
She gonna be a reader.
Dictionary.com says civilization means an advanced state of human society in which a high level of culture, science, industry, and government has been reached. Those people or nations that have reached such a state, any type of culture, society, etc., of a specific place, time, or group, and they reference it by saying Greek civilization. That's very
throw the white man in
there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well, listen, right? So, can 100 people be a civilization?
100 people?
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's about that in a hunter-gatherer villages, at least 100.
Criteria.
No, I'm saying like, right. So you'd be like, nah, you got to have more than 100 motherfuckers to be a civilization.
That's the motherfuckers throwing in their outside opinions, though.
Mm-hmm. But I know, but I'm just saying, right? And I feel like, you know what I mean?
Well, maybe maybe there's like another word prior to something being considered a civilization.
What you mean?
Maybe there's like an in-between, like something like whatever region would be considered something else before it becomes like a civilization. Because just because it's not a civilization doesn't necessarily make it bad.
But what's the criteria of a civilization? See, all right, well, let me read this. This from Wikipedia. Right. A civilization is a complex society that is characterized by urban development, social stratification, a form of government, and symbolic systems of communication, such as writing. That's what y'all said, all right? Now, civilizations are intimately...
already knock people off. Once you start writing, okay, now you start limiting.
You start knocking certain groups off, okay? Civilizations are intimately associated with and often have characteristics such as centralization, the domestication of plant and animal species, including humans, specialization of labor, culturally ingrained ideologies of progression, monumental architecture, taxation, societal dependency upon farming, and expansionism. Historically, a civilization has often been understood as a larger and more advanced culture in implied contrast to smaller, supposedly primitive cultures. In this broad sense, a civilization contrasts with non-centralized tribal societies, including the cultures of nomadic, pastoralist, Neolithic societies, or hunter-gatherers. However, sometimes it also contrasts with cultures found within civilizations themselves. Civilizations are organized, densely populated settlements divided into hierarchical social classes with a ruling elite. Okay.
That knocked a lot of them out. That niggas start falling by the wayside quickly.
Yeah, that's
like you said, that writing, that knock a lot of motherfuckers off as is, just that alone.
So Hutch said the main reason people push against Sumer being first is because they low-key think they're Egyptian. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so then would that include Egypt before the unification?
Yeah.
Right?
No. But what we would have to do, if that's the case, Egypt had city states, they had nomes, they had kings, right?
No, after though, after. I'm talking
No,
about
no,
like
before,
writing, all that.
yeah, before. I'm saying, Sosa, hold on. I'm saying before the unification, they had kingship. The kingship and stuff existed before the unification.
Before Norma, they had all that.
Yeah. So and they
So
had
what
they
date
found the
we at?
rudiments of writing, right? They had farming, right? They had specialized laborers, right? Artists. They had all of that. So what's like what am I
On that,
missing
what
here?
date? Like based on that, just what you just named, what date would you give Egypt? If that, you know what I'm saying, under the
I'm saying
criteria you
this
just
was
named,
before 3400.
So you're saying about, I'm just saying, I'm gonna just start off with a ballpark day. So 3500 BC.
Yeah, you can push it back another 100 years. Cool.
No, yeah, I'll just, just to round it off and give it get a range. So right now they got Sumer at 31.
Right. And Egypt at 31, right? They got Egypt at 31 too, right?
I gotta pull it up. Like I said, they got it so goddamn close. I was like goddamn split.
Like, how could you, if it's a 50-year difference, how do they make that determination? Like I said, when you had
do they count Sumer from that point? From the Egyptian stage? You know what I'm saying? Or do they negate that beginning stage as a Sumer and start at a more concentrated point?
I don't know. Look it up.
Let me try to put
Give me the Egyptian date. You said they got Sumer at 3100 BC. So where do they got Egypt at? It's going to be either 31 or 29, right? It's going to be 31 or 29. Let's go to the pseudo-killer phone. Origin.
Now, switch. See. All right, they got 3150.
Yeah, 3150. All right, now let's read why.
It says 3150.
Right.
They coalesced around 3150.
So it's a ancient Egyptian civilization coalesced around 3150 BC with the political unification, like I said, of Upper and Lower Egypt under the first king of the first dynasty, Nama. Predominantly native Egyptian rule lasted until the conquest by the I guess the Syrians and.
But see, why they chop off the other few hundred years?
I have no idea.
3150. See what I'm saying? Like what are we looking for? Like, or what do they think that was missing that they began at 3150? You know what I'm saying? If we just use the ballpark date 3400 BC.
Yeah, hold on. Let's look this up. So this is crazy. They say Egypt 3150 BC. And let's do Sumer. Let's get this down to. See, they do some crazy stuff with Sumer, right? Look how they do this. This is tricky, yo. Now I'm starting to believe, racism, white supremacy.
Hey, but you know, in the beginning, the before they started even giving Egypt its props, Sumer was held as the oldest.
Right.
Yeah, like unequivocally.
So hold on.
And then, then over time, the Egyptians start gaining. Yeah.
So from Wikipedia, it says Sumer is the earliest known civilization in the historical region of southern Mesopotamia, south central Iraq, right? Emerging.
Yeah, but they put in a circle on a particular area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not saying, this, you know what I'm saying? This is southern Mesopotamia.
Right. So look. So they, all right, I'll read the whole thing. Okay. The earliest known civilization in the historical region of southern Mesopotamia, South Central Iraq, emerging during the Chalcolithic and early Bronze Ages between the 6th and 5th century BC. It is also one of the first civilizations in the world, along with ancient Egypt, the Coral Super civilization, the Indus Valley civilization, the Minoan civilization, and ancient China. Living along the valleys of the Tigris and the Euphrates, Sumerian farmers grew an abundance of grain and other crops, the surplus from which enabled them to form urban settlements. Proto-writing dates back before 3000 BC. The earliest texts come from the cities of Uruk and Jemdet Nazar and date to between 3500 BC and 3000 BC. And then they give a date. They say Sumer, 4500 to 1900 BC. So Wikipedia is definitely putting Sumer at over 1,000 years before Egypt. It got it at 4500 BC. Yeah. It got it at 4500 BC, and they got Egypt at 3150 BC. So that's Wikipedia, y'all. How y'all feel about that? Egypt then took a hit, according to Wikipedia.
Where's their writing at 4100 BC?
No, they put their writing at 3500 to 3000.
So what the
But you see what I'm saying? So we know that Egyptian civilization existed before the unification at 31 or 3400. The unification is a political move. That's what I'm saying. Like, so somebody is playing games. That's and y'all know I don't cap for Africa or Egypt. I don't do that. But I can clearly look at this and say somebody is playing the game right here. Me and Sosa, we damn near be neck and neck on our viewpoint. Like, so we both looking at this. Sosa, what you think about this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a little. That's what I'm saying. It's like it all depends on who's defining what a civilization is. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they equivocate writing to those Egyptian scripts that they found for like.
From looking it up, it does look like Egyptian. The Egyptians do beat out Mesopotamia in writing by at least a good couple hundred years.
Right.
But
the definition of civilization is, and they put writing as being a part. You know
I found actually a decent article on what's considered a key component of a civilization, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if a society doesn't meet the criteria. You know what I mean? Like, you'll just be called a society or an empire or whatever it is that you were called. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen so you can see it.
You ain't gonna be no empire.
I might drop it in the chat too.
Gotta have civilization to be an empire.
So this article right here, it's for children, easy to read. I'll drop it in the chat too as soon as I get a moment. This is from the National Geographic. What is the year on this article? I don't know what the year is, but this one goes into pretty in depth as it's right here. So this is from 2018, and it goes into depth on what is considered a civilization, and like some of the things that like all of us are kind of mentioning before. The key characteristics, large population. I guess you have to have some type of architecture, and your own kind of unique art style, communications. So I guess that's where the writing comes in. Mm-hmm. Labor, social and economic classes, etc. Urban areas. You're developing stuff, you're farming, you're trading. And I think it just goes into the things that it mentioned above. It kind of just goes into detail, and it mentions different countries. It tries to give it tries to spread the love out, from the Mexicans and what they were doing, the Greeks, the Egyptians, some African cultures they mentioned as well. Does mention about having a written language. And like I said, it shows them around 3100, but if I'm not mistaken, Egypt, didn't they have a written language prior to this though? By a couple hundred years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think the older, I gotta pull up the older script and reboot my
So I'm
computer.
confused at why they don't mention them.
The writing.
And of course, they got to mention Rome. And then having the class structure.
See, yeah, this is tricky. You know what I mean? It's tricky.
And then having trade.
It's tricky.
The Egyptians, they were doing a lot of trading.
Okay. Were they farming before Egypt?
They claim that they were farming for Egypt.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I think they were farming. So, you know what I'm saying? So farming
really
Trump writing. You know what I'm saying? Now, farming is important. You can't have a
stable society without farming, right? A sedentary society.
Yeah, that's the nucleus.
It's all equally important because you need writing too. Writing passes down information from generation to generation.
You got to
be sitting down first, though.
In order to have population density, you got to have a farm to feed the people. It's different.
Let's get to it.
You know what I mean? Because that's why the Native Americans, they were nomads until they discovered maize.
Mm-hmm.
Maize, and then you know what I'm saying, maize gave them the ability to farm and then now be stable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I don't think corn is originally from America, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, maize.
Where you think it's from?
It just didn't look like what it is now. They modified it. It kept used to be just a small
little grain,
yeah, and they modified
it. Wheat grain. Now they made that shit big as hell.
Yeah.
Actually, no. It's not an American crop. It's actually from Mexico.
Yeah, that's America. Is you crazy?
I mean, y'all know what the fuck?
No, we don't. Mexico is in America, yo. Is you crazy?
Yeah, you got.
Like, I don't be thinking of it as being
you need to get your geography down.
It's their own country. I'm not saying that it isn't, like, I guess you could say connected to the continent of North America. But I'm not considering like America per se when I think of it in my head.
It's connected to the continent of America. It's in America. Not connected to the continent of America.
That is bad. Texas
don't be hating.
Texas, all that shit is Mexico. The Europeans, you know what I'm saying, moved the line back. You know what I'm saying? Like Mexico was extended way further than
hell yeah.
What we currently see in Mexico. Yeah.
Corey, pseudo killer official is in the building. What's going on, Corey?
Peace. What up? What y'all on, man? What y'all talking about this?
Oh man, we done killed the Native Americans. The abos that's having a African identity crisis.
Scared to come on the panel.
They scared to come on the panel. So now we're trying to figure out what is the criteria of a civilization, because we're trying to figure out what was the oldest civilization. Whether Sumer was older than Egypt, right? We trying to figure that one out, and it's kind of sketchy, right?
I think all it for civilization, I think they just have to have sustaining resources and a sense of community. I think that's all it takes, pretty much. I think it only takes two criteria. Those just two criteria. So you have to be able to have enough resources and be able to tap into those resources to sustain your society, right? First, right? And then you have to have common ideas, a group of people that with common ideas. I mean, and there you go. They go civilization.
No, that's a small society.
Yeah, society.
Yeah, that's a small. That's a
So,
tribe.
so the difference between civilization and
That's
society.
fair. Like
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
criteria to be a
The criteria.
civilization, just call them a society
Yeah.
or a community. Like that doesn't
Man,
necessarily. I don't think that we should associate it as being a bad thing. That just you don't meet all the criteria of
No, we're not saying
to be
it's a bad
considered a
thing.
civilization that you don't that civilized. You could be civilized without necessarily meeting the criteria of being a civilization.
that's a fact.
Yeah. We're not worried. Yeah. We
I
think one's bad. We're just trying to establish
yeah.
at
My-
what point
Yeah.
does one become the quote unquote civilization.
I think the stuff that I showed right there in that National Geographic article, I think that's pretty spot on. I think that's fair. You know, you having some type of hierarchy, you have, some type of governance. You're farming, you're growing stuff, you're domesticating stuff.
I'm looking at writing though. They still put writing. This is just where am I at? I'm in the British Library.
I don't think writing. I don't think that that's fair to say writing. I think like maybe recording your history, maybe. So maybe it could be orally, maybe it could be, images on a wall or something like that.
I think Sabio.
I don't think it necessarily have to be writing.
I think Sabio
like an actual written language
for us. We were using writing because writing was a part of the Wikipedia criteria they gave. Yeah. And they gave him writing to Mesopotamia first. Full writing system appear to have been invented independently at least 4 times in human history. First in Mesopotamia, where cuneiform were used by 3400, 3300 BC, and shortly after in Egypt around 3200 BC. So they put Sumer at 34 to 33, and they put in Egypt at 32.
Dang. In
terms of writing.
They won't give us nothing, will they? They won't give Africa shit.
I mean, just keeping it 100. Like, that's why I don't think it's fair necessarily to say that they had to be writing. I think like recording your history is probably more important than
that's
actually writing.
Yeah, you record
not necessarily because the Africans didn't record their history by writing it on the walls. They recorded their history orally.
So it wasn't writing.
They passed it down to the next person. They had actual griots and storytellers, people retelling things that happened.
That's not writing, CK. Calm down. That's not writing.
Yeah, because when you look at
the
whole scope, but listen.
I mean, did I just say the same thing 3 times and y'all act like I didn't say that?
Listen, part of the criteria is taxation. You got it right, so you got to be able to write to keep count. You know what I'm saying? You owe me.
Yeah.
I got 3 cows. I got 3 goats. You owe me tax for these. You know what I'm saying? All the part of it to govern. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have a government too.
So basically, they said they had to be capitalists. They couldn't be socialists.
I mean, you can't.
But most of those African communities, they would have been socialists. They would have been working together. They would have been sharing food. They would have been hunting and gathering together. Before they started farming.
Hold on, we got the Masi. We got the Masi in the building. What did you have on the screen? Sutek, you moved the screen? Sutek had something on the screen. Oh, Lord. What happened?
Yeah, you gotta keep count though. Go ahead, Sutek.
This is. Hold on, let me go back up.
Where's it from? Where's it from?
Visible Language from the Oriental Institute, edited by Christopher Woods, Emily Tita.
Y'all Kimberly. Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, so let me go back to that page 33. Yeah, they talking about that Mesopotamian writing.
Okay. You had something highlighted. There go.
Yeah, here you go. They say the date traditionally given for the invention of writing in Mesopotamia is 3200 BC. But this is more or less conventional. A precise date for the earliest cuneiform text is proved elusive, as virtually all the tablets were discovered in secondary archaeological contexts, specifically in rubbish heaps that defy accurate stratigraphic analysis. The sun-baked hardened clay tablets have obviously outlived their usefulness and were used along with other wastes such as pot shards, clay ceilings, and broken mud brick as a fill-in, leveling the foundation of new construction. Consequently, it is impossible to establish when the tablets were written or used. The charcoal remains of the pine beams found in the context of some of the Uruk tablets or some of the Uruk texts suggests a date of around 3500 to 3390 BC. However, this date must be used with caution, given that it represents a long sample and various problems are known to complicate radiocarbon date acquired from the latter half of the fourth millennium. Currently, the German Archaeological Institute is attempting to acquire new radiocarbon date of this material, which will hopefully clarify this situation. So basically, the tablets, they dating it at a time before they were used to be writing on. Like they were found in secondary context. So they had been used over again. So that dating that they're using for the writing is not correct. They're dating the clay, but that's not necessarily when the writing was produced on the actual clay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess it's just still to be continued, because also what they're saying is that those, like, they're kind of basically saying like they went to start they started to get away from the clay tablets. They was using them as trash and coal and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so they're dating the clay, but you can't tell from the dating of the clay when the writing was produced on it.
Right. Yeah.
So it's sketchy.
Isn't that how they pretty much date a lot of the stuff from that time is carbon dating? So
yeah, but
wouldn't the same thing be said about?
Wrong.
Yeah, I'm just saying, wouldn't the same thing be said for the writings on the wall in Egypt as well? If they're using carbon dating.
Yeah, but when you
date, the same issue,
you use more than one method. You don't only use one method when you date things. So you got radiometric dating, you got carbon dating, you got different types of different kind of isotopes you can date, but you can also date the things around the thing that you found. So you know what I'm saying? Some of the igneous rocks and things like that. Like if you have that in that same layer, then that's how you also come up with dates. So it's a lot of methods to be able to come up with a date. So I don't think they kind of pull these dates out of their ass or nothing like that. If that's what y'all saying.
Yeah, like I said, plus because they were discarded too. Like I said, discarded and coal and shit. So, you know, contamination and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Get precise, but the Wikipedia though, they write it like they using that same rough date that Sutek gave that I see. You know, 34 to 3500.
The Oriental Institute is the ones that founded the shit. The ones that found the actual clay. And they telling you, yo, this shit is just a conventional date. This is not the date of the actual writing.
Yeah, they take the so you got 35 to 3390 though, but see they in this article they take the latter. They just say 3400. You know what I'm saying? They didn't take the high side, they took the low side. They went from 34 to 33. It's between 34 and 33.
I think we got an Abo in the building. Abo, my man Mark D said Armin Raw Squad, Dagger Squad, and MBK already know there's proof that black people were here before Columbus. They just don't want to admit that they were wrong for years.
He does not want us to show him pull the plug on the internet.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I was
Like,
there for that shit.
That's
That
all I
shit
got to
was-
say to you, brother Mark. Pull the plug on the internet.
Hey, that nigga.
If you don't know what that means,
that nigga
you
was
out
listening. That nigga was listening. Accidentally
Hit the link.
Oh,
He said they broke through my firewall. All of my security is down. Pull a plug. I said, yo, this nigga think he got a CIA fortress or something. They got through my defenses. He said all kind of crazy shit.
Ammo in distress.
we don't make him come in the link. We don't make him come on the platform. Sometime. Yeah, that shit was funny.
I said you accidentally hit a link and don't know that you on somebody's platform. Like, come on, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Yo,
The
that
first
nigga.
rule though was like, don't go nowhere where you can be exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But he carried on for like 5 minutes. Like everybody is 300 something people just listening to this fool have a breakdown. Like, pull a plug. They broke through my security. Call my security. He was, oh man. This nigga was geeking.
Yeah, I got people calling me saying I'm live. I mean, I don't know what they talking about.
Yeah.
Pull the plug on the internet.
Pull a plug on the internet. No, just
Basically,
hit leave.
it was his
Hold
followers watching the stream telling him that he was on it.
Right. Talk about pull a plug on the internet.
What was
No,
going on?
just hit leave the goddamn Zoom call. That's all you gotta do. Hit leave Zoom call. Don't pull a plug on the internet.
Yeah.
That
Tried to
nigga
say he ain't never used Zoom before. I'm like, Zoom is simpler to use than the other shit. That
I don't
everybody uses.
even think Zoom was around back then. I think shit was
Yeah, it was.
No, I think we was using Google some shit back then.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah.
Zoom was around, just wasn't as popular.
Yeah, but I'm saying that wasn't a Zoom days. That wasn't a Zoom days.
Yo,
Google Hangout days.
that boy holla hit pull a plug on the internet. We been
Like, pull the
infiltrated.
plug.
That nigga said, yo, he's been infiltrated.
So you apples that get to talking reckless, y'all forgot that your main man's pulled the plug.
He had to pull a plug on the internet.
What probably happened is what else people probably set up a link to get on the panel.
Oh, and didn't tell him what was going on?
Didn't tell them what was going on. They said, yeah, I'm gonna bring Dame on y'all. It knows Dame on y'all ass. That nigga hit the leg was like, oh shit, sweet Jesus.
Look, Unc in the chat, he said it was Zoom.
Had you Storing on the panel, Garfield on the panel, Unc on the damn panel. I think even Sean was there too. I was like, oh God, you finna get
they was going to decapitate that nigga.
You ain't gonna be able to see the dagger. Like it's gonna be like covered in blood. Like
That was conscious community history.
Yeah, Dane Calloway had all y'all abos looking crazy that day. He exposed himself.
They pretty much turned on him though. So they're just a splinter. Like none of those abos and their various groups, none of them get along, yo. None of them get along. They may all agree on the same abo craziness, but none of them get along. None of them like each other.
Everybody want to be top chief.
Yeah, everybody want to be top chief. Everybody trying to make that money. They trying to get that bag. It's hard to do that if you got one dude running the show, or makes it seem like he's running the show.
Like legendary chief top cats, whatever. Like he's a newer one. You know what I'm saying? And he doing a little.
He's basically a pseudo
top cat university. You know what I'm saying? He got the university shit going on. Like he just following the blueprint of the other scammers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this dude talking about some. We are actually Irish. I'm like,
it's just that they're doing. They really is a lot of the same topics. How to
seeing
how
what
the African word was changed. You know what I mean? How the shit was switched from African. They, like saying they ain't got too much. They got a small window of shit that they can really talk about. I mean, but they was an old boy. He A1. He was selling papers and shit.
Selling abo cards.
Yeah. Like
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where the scam coming at. Yeah, because you gotta sign up.
Indians.
But really, they hurting their own movement.
So they $5 Indians then.
Nah, yeah, more like $1,000 Indian. That nigga be capping on it. Yeah.
That was the first scam when they were doing the native. That was the first Native American scam when you could be a $5 Indian.
because they're saying like, you know, in order to get the land, you gotta, you know, in order to get your shit and claim the land, you gotta have your papers right.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We got the papers for you. You feel me?
So what the fuck is they put niggas on the dolls roll or what? Right?
Who go honor?
No,
Who go
what
honor
they're
the
doing is
paperwork?
Same more
Who
shit.
they depending on to honor the paperwork?
That's what I'm saying.
It's
It's
the
all
Moorish
fraudulent.
shit. Yeah, it's the
The
same
Moors
Moorish
don't
country.
snuck up in there, yo.
A lot
Because
of
when I
niggas are
start,
former Moors, like Ali Muhammad.
if you go to
Moor.
if you go to some of their channels, read their comments, yo. Read them, because like I sat there and read like a decent amount one day, and I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, these abos, they got Hebrew Israelites in here. They got Moors fucking in here. They got Egyptomanias in here. I'm like, what is going on? Like, it's really confusing.
They
Moors
be
are like,
overlapping.
Yeah, they got.
Moors overlap with Abel because Moors feel like they were here too. So it's like,
It's
so
just
then
crazy.
it's for Moors and Abel, it's like, you know, you got the name wrong. That's
Yeah,
all.
what they got
Yeah.
most of their like members doing is like, oh, you need to look up and see if you can find anything in the census of your family members being called freedmen, and they're basically trying to play with that craziness, because some freedmen were on the plantation. I mean, not the plantation, on the reservations with the Native Americans and stayed on over there, and some of them actually are able to get, you know, cards basically saying that they're not necessarily Native American per se, but they're part of their tribe to a degree, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
You know,
because
some of them
slaves.
can do that. So that's the game that they're trying to play. But the problem is a lot of the Native Americans, they not having it. So
Well, shit,
I really
the
feel
problem
like
is they don't realize the Native Americans had slaves too. So how you think
yeah.
you became?
Yeah.
How you think they became a part of their damn tribe?
But they're
They wasn't
making it
born
hard.
into
Them
it.
doing what they're doing is making it hard for the African Americans that actually legitimately can claim to be Native American, because they're mixed or they just been on the reservation for so long, like that's their life. They've been there
Yeah, but they don't.
all their life. Their
Don't,
family members have been there all their lives.
yeah,
And
but
a
see,
lot of these Native
they
American
don't.
groups are trying to kick them out or want to kick these Africans out because they're starting to get wind of these abos and what they're doing. And it's just
Yeah. Shit, who want to be on the fucking reservation? Get the fuck off the out. I don't know. I don't see what the point is in being on
They
the
feel like
reservation.
they're gonna be awarded land and
they
shit
do
like
get a lot of
that. A lot of them,
benefits. Remember, the Native Americans, they have their own jurisdiction over there, sir.
yeah, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. Because I know
Like
some Native
the
Americans.
police can't just come over there and do what the fuck they want. They can kick them out.
Yeah, but I'm saying I know some Native
To a
Americans.
degree, yeah.
And the check they get is minuscule, and those reservations, the motherfuckers live in poverty.
Yeah, that shit is horrible.
Poverty.
That
Yeah,
shit
like
is horrible.
worse than
Shit
some
that we
ghetto
never
shit.
seen before.
Alcoholism
Yeah.
runs rampant in the community. Like they be trying
They
to
be
put a
drunk, the
ban.
motherfucker.
They be
They
super
trying to put
drunk.
a ban on bringing alcohol in and shit like
Yeah,
that. But
Native
motherfuckers still bringing
Americans
them
ain't
in.
doing too good, y'all. That ain't no.
Oh man, no.
That
Yeah,
ain't
no,
nothing to
no.
be trying to go be. That ain't.
Yeah,
You
in
doing
the
way
top.
better, African American. Trust me, you're doing way better than the Native Americans right now.
But see what the
Trust me.
elbows say is them niggas is frauds.
Yeah, and that casino money go to the people at the top, and
Yeah.
they kind of run it just like how how some of the Africans do, corrupt. You know what I mean? Because they got the money, so it's like they ain't finna spread that shit out equally. Like,
Look at all of the black colleges and stuff that we had. We are doing way better than the Native Americans.
yeah. Native Americans,
Y'all running into a burning building.
yeah,
Like, go there.
yeah. Native Americans fucked up.
Yeah, y'all jumping out of
But
the.
you know how disrespectful that is, though? Like, yo, these people have had so much done to them.
Right.
And then some. And then you're trying to step on their neck even more by trying to culture vulture their culture.
Horrible people.
It's
You
like,
are horrible people.
that's why I said I feel like we be just copying white supremacy half the time. I'm like, yo, like we already get mad at white folks for whitewashing our history. So you're gonna turn around and try to blackwash other people's history and culture. Like,
horrible.
How does that make you any better? How does that not make you a hypocrite?
Not to mention the disrespect towards your own ancestors. Yeah. Like, damn, I guess
you killed the boy the other day with that though. When you told him that he was spewing neo-Nazi talking points, like that was right on key too, man. Like That just reminded me of that
Oh,
when
you
you
talking
said
about the
that.
dude
But
that was saying that the Holocaust didn't happen?
yeah,
Yeah,
that
they all
dude
got
that was on a
yeah, they
couple
all
Yeah, I
got
know
the
couple days.
Vance
same
said he
type
wanted to
of
beat that up. I'm telling you,
Cause
I'm
me
willing
and
to
Vance
put
be arguing
real
over that
money
in the
on
back
it.
chat.
Yeah, I'm willing to put real money on it. That shit comes from white supremacists and neo-Nazis. That is their talking point. Black people, he wanted to make it seem like people weren't saying that before. And I'm like, yo, people were saying that. Black people were not saying that. Now, black people were not saying that the Holocaust didn't happen. What black people would say is that they are mad that the Jews are getting reparations and that we are not, because we feel like what happened to us is worse than what happened to them. This whole thing of you starting to hear black people saying that the Holocaust didn't happen, they are getting that from white supremacists. I'm telling you, ever since Trump ran
Neo-Nazi
for office
groups.
and became president, a lot of them white supremacist talking points is definitely bleeding into the black community. I remember Truth Ministries, he had went over some of it one day, and I told him, I said, yo, you should dig deeper into that. And I told him I would help him, work it out, because I think a lot of black people don't even realize that they're repeating white supremacist talking points because they hear it from another black person.
Hey, I think like
Because we
now
don't watch
as far as
stuff.
hold on. As far as it never happening, now that's a whole nuance conversation. Now I've heard people dispute the numbers. They tried, the argument, they argue that the numbers are off. You know what I'm saying? That the numbers aren't as much as, but now I like.
Why wouldn't they be if you burning people to death?
No,
If
but
you
I'm saying
burning bodies?
No, what I'm saying, but disputing it didn't happen at all. No, I'm not too familiar with that.
Nah, so that dude said the other day ago, he explicitly said, as soon as them words came out of his mouth, I'm not wanting them people to let something linger for an hour.
At
Yes,
all?
he said it didn't happen. We weren't even talking about the Jews. We were talking about vaccines. We were talking about vaccines.
Okay,
And anti-vaxxers, they deep into every conspiracy theory known to man.
I'm trying to figure out the argument for it didn't happen at all. Like,
yes, I'm telling you, if you look it up, it comes from neo-Nazis. They're the ones that's parroting that.
Like, what was his argument though? Like for the concentration camps, he was saying that was just something that was for everybody. Like,
we didn't go that deep because nobody wanted to open that can of worms.
I didn't want to hear the arguments and shit. I don't know. Like, I'm not that offended by it.
He said basically, okay, I remember he said his source, which he never got a chance to actually present because he was trying to get off for the night. He was trying to say that the Jews themselves, I tried to see if I could find something on it, but I got bored with trying to find a source on it. He said the Jews themselves say that the Holocaust didn't happen. And I'm like, you lying. I'm gonna need a source on that. And then he was like, oh, I gotta go. So I let it go. And nobody wanted to pursue that craziness, which was okay because it was severely off topic. He basically was just trying to compare that conspiracy theory to the virus is fake and the panic over the virus and the deaths that it's causing is all fake, like how the Jewish Holocaust was fake. It didn't happen.
And the global warming is due to the Jewish space lasers and shit. That's
I just want to hear the argument. You know what I mean? I really want it. You know what I mean? Just so I can see what I can see what the logic is. You know what I mean? But he ain't here to clarify, so that's different. I don't know. But Chef, what's your argument on? I know what was your dispute on it? What were you and Advance be disputing? If Chef Salon, he gonna do it. Yeah, I want to know what Chef and Lance. Vance, what are we going at it about?
I think they be going at it more about the number. Is what they be going at it about. That's what I be hearing on my iPhone thing or whatever.
I don't even care about the number. The fact that it happened, that's crazy.
Don't believe the 6 million. He don't believe that 6 million. It's hard to.
Regardless, it was still genocide.
Yeah. We know.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
like
doubt, no doubt.
we understand. Like, yeah. It's okay. I mean, we ain't saying. I just want to know what the. I mean, some people debate the numbers. I mean, like I'm just cool for the debate. I like to hear the arguments. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You have to have the pseudo back.
I kind of heard a little bit of a discussion a little bit, but I was kind of in between. Like, you know, Shepard made me think a little bit because, like, damn, 6 million people. That's a lot of motherfuckers, bro. A whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And I think what was Hitler? Hitler was in power for what, like 3 years? How long was he doing his thing? How long was Hitler doing his thing?
Shit. I ain't a Hitlerologist. I got to pull that shit up.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a long.
Basically,
it wasn't that long.
We would have to look at the population at that time. The population at that time and the population of those people that were Jews. And remember, they were pulling people from other areas outside of Germany to there too. So it's believable that it was 6. It's believable that it was 6 million, because
6
remember
million
the Nazis.
6 million
Yes,
people or 6 million Jews.
The Nazis weren't just killing people in Germany, y'all. They were going as far as fucking Poland.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's 6 million
it
Jews.
Was,
it's
that's believable.
6 million Jews,
and they weren't killing just Jews either. They just the ones that
Jews.
get all the attention. They were killing gypsies. They were killing trying to remember, well, anyone with any type of deformity. You know what I mean? I'm surprised they really weren't killing black people like that. They actually even let some black people join the Nazi army. Shockingly, found that out recently.
6 million Jews and 5 million non-Jews is what they got as far as documentation.
So these motherfuckers kill 11 million people.
Oh, it can be done.
Oh yeah, it can be done, especially if you like burning mass bodies and like just shooting everyone up.
I looked up the when you get into the Rwanda shit with the Tutsis and shit. Within like a year, I think it was probably within a year span, if I'm not mistaken, about 800,000 people died. Right now, the kicker is most of the shit was.
It was like a 10-year span, right?
Nah, it's way shorter than that. Let me pull it up, make sure I get it right. I was reading about this shit.
Or was it a 1 year? It said, okay, hold on.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was quick.
Born and Nazi Party from 20 to 21. It was 1 year.
Yeah, within a year. So with right,
so he went and killed 11 million motherfuckers in 1 year.
No, I'm talking about the Rwanda genocide.
No, I'm talking about Hitler.
No, Hitler was in power way more than 1 year.
It says leader of the Nazi Party from 1921 from 1920 to 1921. Oh, and Chancellor from 33 to 45, basically.
Yeah,
he was the chancellor of Germany from 33 to 45.
Yeah.
So he was the leading the Nazi Party, though. He was doing that from 1920 to 1921. So I don't really understand what they're saying there. It's hard to.
Hitler died in 1945, and I'm looking at the Nazi Party from 21 to 45.
Oh, you looking at the Nazi Party from 21 to 45? Okay.
Yeah.
It says he leader of the Nazi Party from 1920 through 21.
Yeah, by mid-July 1933, the Nazi Party was the only political party permitted in Germany. This is at 1933. Hitler died in 45, so that's 12 years just from there.
The dude basically became a dictator.
Yeah, he died in 45. So
yeah,
but okay, but look, but now just suppose that to the Rwandan genocide, right? You're talking 100 days about, right? So in 100 days, You're talking roughly, let's just say 500 to 800,000 people died in 100 days during that genocide. And the kicker is
That place is much smaller.
Well, listen, very few weapons, no guns, very few guns. You're talking beating and bludgeoning, bro. You know understand how many people you got? 800,000 people being beaten. You know what I'm saying, bro? Shit, they accomplished that shit in 100 days. So add weaponry and gunfire, cannons and all type of other shit. You can get it popping. You know what I'm saying? It would be about whether how much Jews were in there at the, during that time. You know what I mean? Like I said, it wasn't just Germany though. So
yeah.
They were going other places. Nigga, like where the Jews? They were going everywhere they went. They were looking for them niggas and killing them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, where the Jews at?
Hey, you know what else?
Knocking on doors.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. You ain't never seen that? You ain't never seen that? Key and Peele skit.
No, I've seen a lot. I've seen Key and Peele. I've seen a lot of that. I don't know if I've seen the Jewish one though.
Oh man, there's a skit where he covered up, but they switch it where he's black. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think they're looking for a Jew. They're looking for they were looking for a Jew. You know what I'm saying? But they acting like they ain't Jews and shit. You feel me? But they got all the regalia and shit that say they Jew. And the dude is like, you're Jews. And you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what they were doing, going door to door. Because they were fleeing and hiding. But I was trying to figure out the other day is like, what did them niggas do that make niggas so mad though? You understand?
They killed Jesus.
No, they just was using them as a scapegoat.
I mean,
what do you mean? Like the same thing that happened to the Jews goes on today in America.
Yeah, but I'm saying
a lot of white folks using Hispanics coming over here illegally. They're using them as a scapegoat for all of their problems.
Like from the beginning though, like even like we were talking about, even back when you go to the Moor shit, when Spain got this shit,
it had something to do with money.
I'm just saying, like
usury. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what?
Usury. It's called usury when you lend money out at crazy high interest rates.
So you think
that's what he said they was doing?
So you think that so niggas just got pissed off because they were taxing niggas too much on the loans and shit?
Yeah, it probably was causing a lot of instability in the country.
I mean,
when they went, they were doing that shit.
The Mexicans was a good idea. Was a good example. Like the same thing Trump did with the Mexicans. Like, yo, they coming in, they taking all your jobs and shit, and they working for a little bit of nothing, so they keeping the wages down and this, that, and the other. Like, it's that kind of thing. Like, yo, these Jews coming in, they got all they giving out loans and they charging you high interest rates and they fucking you over. You know what I'm saying? The housing market fucked up. You know, it was bad. It was a bad time in Germany.
But I'm trying to figure out.
Just think about it. If you're mad at the Jews, you won't get mad at who the real problem is.
Yeah, but even when you go back further than Germany, because that's what I'm just going past Germany.
So this goes since biblical days. They got laws in the Bible that say they can't practice usury against each other, but everybody else is fair game. So they've been doing this shit. They've been doing that shit for a long time.
But I'm saying, like, how they keep running up a check is what I'm trying to get to. Like everywhere they go,
they the middle. The thing is, you got to understand where they located at. It's the location. Like they can be the middleman. It's easy to be the middleman when you're in that and when you're in the Levant area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we talk about a specific set of them, because you know what I mean. Like that's just crazy. I just find it interesting.
That's their culture. That's their whole culture is a middleman culture. You know what I'm saying? Like they taxing. They doing the taxing. Yeah. They getting them for 17.5 and they hitting you for 22.
Yeah, because like white supremacists hate the Jews, and black and some of the more black Afrocentrics, the more radical ones hate the Jews, like your Farrakhan's and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't white supremacists and them can't really agree on much, but that they agree on. You know, like they'll come together to fight the Jews. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, it's crazy. And because white people seem like they hate Jews, damn it, more than they hate the African Americans.
Yeah.
No,
But the whole thing is,
They ain't white.
yeah.
we
But the
edging them out.
elites, though, the elites play it a little bit different. Like the elite Christians play it different than like regular everyday hillbilly Christians. They kind of team up with the Jews. They want the Jews to be. They wanted, for the Bible thing to come true. I think the Jews have to come together with the Christians, and then after a while they say fuck it and they just start killing the Jews. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that in the Bible. But I know the Jews is like coming together with the Jews is a part of the prophecy. That's what's gonna bring in Armageddon. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
That must be in the New
shit.
Testament.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Christians, they started creating their own thing and just started making up stuff because them Jews, they don't follow any of that craziness.
Yeah, this is a part of Revelation and shit like that. You know what I mean?
It's just funny. It's funny. Everywhere you see them, people gave them that work, try to kick them out. Hey, they're a resilient group. You gotta give them that, bro. They're a resilient bunch. Somehow they pop up with a check. You know what I'm saying? No matter what happens, they pop out with a check decades down the road. You feel me? Hats off to the head
culture. It's what kind of culture they got. You know what I'm saying?
Getting the bag is in their culture.
That baby penis thing is crazy.
Crazy.
That shit is crazy. Like you would think a nigga made that shit up until you
see it with your own eyes.
You like, oh my God. And then the one rabbi gave a baby herpes and shit.
Baby herpes, yep. I'm saying that.
That's crazy. I'm like, oh my God. I'm sure that shit didn't go over well. That shit was having a journey like, no. I'm sure that shit didn't go over well.
You don't have to only defend that. Then you gotta, you know what I'm saying, deal with your all later. Cause where the fuck you get this from?
That shit is crazy. I don't even know how that shit.
Here with herpes, second. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know how that became. Like how they was like, you know what? We gotta, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Listen to that damn R. Kelly, man.
I know I'm changing the subject, but I was gonna ask, are y'all getting y'all booster shots? Or y'all already got them?
When I pass by a place that's giving them out, then I'll take it. But I mean, it ain't really no priority.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. I haven't been, chasing it down like I did the vaccine, but but they pop up at your neighborhood McDonald's like the goddamn vaccine. And I'm like, hey, shit, go ahead, give me one of them. They give me a number 2.
Get a number 5 and
the Diet Coke.
Pfizer boost.
In the Diet Coke. Shit.
Yeah, they said that Omicron popping up. I mean,
it's too early to see, to have enough data to know what that shit really doing, though.
Yeah, I mean, time will show, but I just feel like they should have it's kind of too late, but I feel like they should have just locked everything down. Hey, no international travel for X amount of time. Hey, once we open travel back up, you can't come in unless you're double vaxxed.
Yeah, well,
I feel like that's what they should have did. Definitely. As soon as
it's easy to say now, but when you got, when you live in a capitalist government society,
yeah, they losing money, so the money's more important.
Nigga, I rode by the movie theater today. Ghost town. I'm like, this shit.
Not my town, but I forgot. I live in a red state, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm like this theater. I'm like, man, they got to be held on for dear life. But a lot of places is they out of here. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people they don't got the employees even open up inside. So a lot of people that you see doing drive-through, that's because that's what they got the staff to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had like an economic crash yet. Like I would expect that we would by now, but we're definitely holding on by threads because it's like, yo, you can't keep increasing how much stuff costs, and you're increasing how much it costs for people to stay where they live at, but you're not increasing their pay. Like a lot of states have agreed to increase the minimum wage, which I found that strange. That like my state, they voted for Trump, but voted for to increase the minimum wage. So I'm like, okay, so you voted for a liberal policy, but yet because they ain't stupid. Like they just don't like the Democrats. Okay, fine, cool. But why keep voting for these same people that don't want you to improve? They don't want you to make more money. They don't want you to have your student loans paid off. Like it makes no sense. And like now, like in my state on Florida, like these politicians, now that everybody voted to increase the minimum wage, they're trying to implement other laws so that we can't get it. So now people are pissed. And it's like, you get what you voted for. Like, come on. It makes no sense. Like, I don't even know if they can legally, well, I guess they can because they could just throw a bill or the governor could just do an executive order. But it just makes no sense. It's like, yo, we need to stop voting for these people that want to keep taking money from us. They want to work you to death. But then as soon as, they don't need you no more, or as soon as you go on a strike or you try to unionize, now they want to fire everybody.
I went inside, my man, my people's got like a little pizzeria, you know what I mean, like a little wing type deal. They're like Armenian and shit. I go in there the other day. It's one nigga working. He the cashier, and he the cook, and he answering the phone. You know what I'm saying? Because normally like him and his brother and his cousins would be working and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? He ain't got no, he can't get nobody to work the cash. He needs somebody to work. You know what I'm saying? They got to sign up and shit. He's like, hey, anybody want a job being a cashier? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga do it, he do it everything. Yeah. Crazy.
Hey, I say Egypt was first because Soma started in 27 B.
Oh shit, Gullah Jack done popped in goddamn with the Egypt. Hey, but the wiki got Suma, bro, 3,400 with the right.
Wiki say 27 BC. Look it up. Look up the history.
The history of what, writing?
No, the history of Soma.
Yeah. Like they could have been writing before they were considered before they started calling that area Sumer. They could have been writing before that though. The main focus that we were focused on was the writing. When did they started writing?
Yeah, they didn't call it area Sumer. Other people called this area the name. They call it
the them clay tablets too that they attributing them to writing on is really just like a tally system, like for counting.
So you saying we want to put up the origin of Sumerian civilization?
Yeah, because they started out as the age civilization. It was like this little independent city.
Shit, it would definitely be like older than goddamn 2,700.
You said they got
Shit,
it at 2,700.
We got Native American shows, isn't that?
That's really sad.
Yeah, that shit confusing. I feel like it's some
Yeah, because see, they say I'm looking. First one, like people say 6,000 years ago, which would put
it. It say 27 BC and before. That's what they say when they read history started.
Yeah, they give such a wide berth for it, but with Egypt, they just do 3150 BC, right? But with Sumer, they giving it such a wide berth with nothing definitive and they giving all of these other numbers in between. Like, what's the joke? It's like they giving their whole developmental stage and claiming that's when the civilization started from its earliest, evidence of sophisticated culture. But they don't do that with Egypt, right? They don't do that with Kemet. They just give around the time of the unification. But before the unification of the two lands, right, you had all of the components for civilization. Like they had the city-state thing like they did in southern Iraq or Mesopotamia, right, which you call Sumer. They had the city-states. All of the nomes had their particular rulers or kings, right? They had complex building. They had agriculture at that time. They had all of the rudiments when we read what was a civilization, right? All of those things existed in the different nomes all up and down the Nile, right? So I don't get it. I don't get what they're trying to do with Sumer or southern Iraq that they're not doing with Egypt. They giving 6,000 BC, they going all the way back to 4,500 BC, right, with Sumer. But they're giving a definitive date of Egypt with 3150 BC, right? But then when you read the Sumer shit, the shit go down from 4,500 BC to 3,000 BC to 2,700.
When you up to 4,500, that's the Neolithic period in the Chartolithic period. They don't even call it Sumerian civilization. They call that the Ubain culture.
Yeah, but I'm saying in the wiki,
the wiki is still giving that a civilization because the wiki I'm looking at it's still 3,500.
4,500. On the wiki, it says dates circa 4,500 to 1900. I just don't understand that.
But I just give it the 30. I think that they get the 35 from like the 45.
Go down a little bit and go down. Look, check out the periods though. They break it down in periods.
You mean you're talking about the city states of Mesopotamia?
No, they break the periods down in different eras of civilization before you actually get to Sumer as we know it today.
All right, it says origins. Most historians have suggested that Sumer was first permanently settled between 5,500 and 4,000 BC by West Asian people who spoke the Sumerian language, pointing to the names of the cities, rivers, basic occupations, etc. as evidence. A non-Semitic and non-Indo-European agglutinative language isolate. In contrast to the Semitic neighbors, it was not an inflected language. And then when you go down, it says the Balu monuments combine proto-cuneiform characters and illustrations of early Sumerians at Jemdet Nazar at 3,100 to 2,700 BC. And that was curated by the British Museum. But from 5,500 to 4,000 BC, they give that wide berth, right? But when you go to Egypt, why they don't do that? Why are they so definitive on a number that dates to the unification? Like basically, that date of Egypt is basically the unification. Y'all don't see that? Like, let's go to Egypt. It's going to be 31. And it coalesces with the unification of the two lands. But before it unified, right, you had kings and cities that acted as city-states, their own independent. And you had a writing system or a tallying system already at 3,100. So I mean,
but were they?
and you had agriculture.
Were they united though?
No, that's the
Yeah,
point.
go down to the history part where it's a history.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, I see the Uberic period. The Uberic period ended at 4100 BC.
Yeah, then they got like it's a culture that was around like right when Egypt still like Egypt unified around 3100. It's some culture that's like it's again with the J.
Okay, in the history period, it says the Sumerian city-states rose to power during the prehistoric Ubaid and Uruk periods. That's what you're talking about, right? It says Sumerian written history reaches back to the 27th century BC. But then,
but see that's
then it
written
says,
history.
right,
That's just written history.
right, but then it says and before. But the
And before,
historical record remains obscure until the early dynastic third period in the 23rd century, which 2300 BC, right?
Yeah.
When a noun deciphered syllabary writing system was developed, which has allowed archaeologists to read contemporary records and inscriptions. The Akkadian Empire was the first state that successfully united larger parts of Mesopotamia in the 23rd century BC. See, that's my point. When you go to Egypt, they go to 3100 BC for the unification. These motherfuckers wasn't unified to the 2300s BC, but they don't start the history of Sumer with 2300 with their unification, but they start Egypt, you dig what I'm saying, at 3100 with their unification. They start Sumer all the way back at 5500 BC.
It seems weird. It got to be something we missing. It does seem strange.
It's strange. It's they
missing
playing the game.
Missing the white supremacy, brother.
Yeah, that's what
I'm not saying angry. I'm just saying like it just seems strange as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody would have to come explain it to me in this so I can be like, oh, okay. Otherwise, I'm gonna be on the black. I'm be on that.
I'm on my blackology now.
I'm on my blackology.
I'm on my blackology now. Until somebody clear this up, I'm on my blackology shit.
I just put my shoes on. I'm getting dressed.
Yeah.
Like that is very strange.
Yeah, they playing games. They're giving them their developmental period as being civilization, but they don't give Egypt its developmental period as being civilization, but for the unification. Like that's crazy. Like this is Wikipedia.
All right, let's examine let's pull up the whole Egypt shit though. Let's see if the Wikipedia show Egypt. I'll pull it up. See if they give just to see if we read down. They do extend it a little bit more, and maybe why they classify it different, or if they talk about it. That is strange as hell.
All right, I'm at the wiki. All right, let me start. I can start from the top. It says the history of Egypt has long been wealthy due to the flow. What the hell?
I'm going to ancient Egypt.
Yeah, I just read the history of Sumer, so let's read the history of No, let's go back.
But then you got Tarseti. You got Tarseti too, which is like 3500 BC.
I hit the pre-dynastic link. So
what it say?
It said
because before Egypt, you had like different sacred kingdoms, like sacred chiefdoms. I mean,
that's what I was saying. Yeah,
Tarseti was the most powerful one at first, but Egypt came out of that cluster of chiefdoms. You know what I'm saying? And they became the big dogs. After Tarseti.
All right, so let me just go down right here, and I go say, by about 5500 BC, small tribes living in the Nile Valley had developed into a series of cultures demonstrating firm control over agriculture and animal husbandry, and identifiable by their pottery and personal items such as combs, bracelets, and beads. The largest of these early cultures in upper southern Egypt was the Bedarian culture, which probably originated in the Western Desert. It was known for its high-quality ceramic, stone tools, and its use of copper. Badaria was followed by the Nakata culture, the Amratian, Nakata 1, the Gurza, and the Samanine, Nakata 3. These brought a number of technological improvements as early as the Nakata 1 period. What date is the Nakata 1 period? Okay, Nakata 1 period would be 4000 to 3500 BC. Okay, so as early as 4000 to 3500 BC, that would be the Nakata period. Pre-dynastic Egyptian imported obsidian from Ethiopia, used shaped blades and other objects from flakes. Nakata 2 times. Early evidence of contact with an ear. Damn, that's strange, bro.
In the during the Kala period, they were trading with Asia too.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy because all the components are there. Like they ceramic. They're importing obsidian from Ethiopia, using shaped blades and other objects for flakes. And in the Nakata 2, evidence existing of contact with the Near East, particularly Canaan and Byblos, so they're trading.
Right.
You understand me?
all of that is the vertical race, all the way down to Egypt.
Yeah, the Nakata culture developed from a few small farming communities to a powerful civilization whose leaders were in complete control of the people and the resources of the Nile Valley. Yeah, that shit is real strange.
Yeah, but they don't give it when you go to the origin of Egypt, they go to 3150 BC. And don't give none of but when you go to Samaria, they go all the way back to its goddamn building stages as the civilization. Like that's crazy.
So,
like
so the nigga put a brick in the ground, they like,
yep, there goes civilization.
to the early dynastic period, right? That's what they got. And they got it at 3150 BC. And that's where they mark the origin of Egyptian civilization.
Right. It's fucking crazy. Now, you look on the map. Now, look at all of those nomes and cities that's already there before the unification. How you going to say that's not civilization? That shit was before the unification. What? Like I said, somebody need to come on here and explain this shit. Zion Lex, come explain this shit for us.
Where are you, Zion? We need you.
Explain what type of white man game is being played here.
Yeah. That nigga Zion, hell.
The only way that I could see is if they saying so it wasn't unified. That way it can't be a collective Egypt. That would be the only loophole that I could see.
But southern Mesopotamia wasn't unified until 2300 BC.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Period till later on. Right. The dynastic period come later than he just
right. Oh shit. Well,
that's what's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got me
white man.
It could be some Bible shit. Like, they try to use that Mesopotamia argument as, the origin of the biblical narrative, right? So
Tigers and Euphrates.
Yeah. So, by pushing that further back, I think that's, early like 1900s, that was their reason for dating Mesopotamia as being earlier than Egypt. But I thought they found, stuff that actually pushed it back further. But when you read this stuff, it's saying, no, they still using that old information. They haven't updated it.
Right.
From,
Like nobody challenges
exactly.
the wiki.
I mean, because we just reading wiki and we see a problem. You feel me? So this not even in depth. I guarantee you, if we do some in depth shit, we gonna find even more problems with it. You know?
Now we need a goddamn SAR, the standard.
Oh my God!
See what you listen, guys.
If you read Dr. Jima Jajuku.
Listen, I wrote about this in the Lucy Volume 2. Let me see if I got this book package.
Right. Asar, where you at? Come make this make sense for us.
Break this shit down, man.
We need you and Zion Lex.
I don't even know why y'all invoking that dude. As soon as you ask him to pull up a source, he's gonna be like, it's gonna be about 2 weeks until I get back home to get my books.
He do.
Like you can't pull this up on the internet. Like stuff ain't on the internet no more, and they completely forget about the source months later.
He do pull sources now. But sometimes he don't. Like he in Texas though. He do pull sources though. He'll go to his shit because he'll be like, "Where's my Illusion Volume 2?" He's like, "I know." He's like, "I go there because I got the sources in the book." You know what I'm saying? That's how he do shit. But he know more about. You know what I mean? I've heard that argument before. Like I said, I heard Ngozi and Zion Lex get into the same shit. And Ngozi was making that same argument, like, nigga, all the components
for civilization was already
in
Africa, right?
Like it's already there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, he's like, it's just all about who's deciding what's a civilization. You know what I'm saying?
Because I thought this shit was over when what's the dude with the fake with the weave in his head? Yeah. When Shaka bust Zion ass.
Man, Shaka beat the shit out of Zion, man.
I thought that was over then. That nigga ragdolled his ass.
That was Shaka best work. That was Shaka best work. God damn.
I became a fan after that, and then soon after I changed my mind again.
Hey, on my channel tomorrow, I'm gonna break down the origins and evolution of the word more like nobody ever done before. It's gonna be dope.
Okay. You got some information on that?
Yeah, I got some deep shit there.
Oh yeah. Hey, Smash hit the
more don't mean black. It don't mean
Smash in the building? Oh shit, yeah. Smash hit the link, man.
Smash hit the link. We need some understanding on why they date Sumer before Egypt, because it's not making sense to us on Wiki.
Yeah, y'all are residential Egyptologists and shit.
Right.
Need y'all. We got to go to home team on this one. straight blackology with this shit.
Home team.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta have to beat the blackology out of me on this one because, like,
hell yeah. Hey, my man Truth Ministries in the building. What's up, bro? Where you been at? You still out in Mexico or you back in Baltimore?
I'm down here, bro. I had a very, very interesting night, bro.
What's going on?
I just got, I think, robbed by the police.
Oh yeah, they do that down there.
Yeah, I know, but this is the first time, mind you. Everybody knows I smoke. I smoke weed heavy. So I'm down there, mind you. I've been down here since March. So I've been down here for a while, and I smoke every day.
How your Spanish coming along?
Oh.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Okay.
Bien.
Y'all speaking pig Latin or something, man.
And you should know that the mafia down there is all in the damn police. It is extremely corrupt down there.
Trust me. I know about all that. Trust me.
Like worse than America and Canada.
What happened was extortion. Somebody, first off, I was smoking on the beach, right? And somebody snitched on me. So the police ran up on me. I seen them coming, but when they was coming, I was already done with everything I had. And you know what I mean? I ain't think nothing of it. But they did a full search. You know what I mean? Found the shit in my sock. And it wasn't nothing but a little J. You know what I mean? But they found it and was trying to charge me $500 and all this extra shit. I wound up paying them $200 and they let me go. But that's still $200 fucking dollars.
That's called bribery, sir. That's illegal.
That's cool.
Government officials aren't supposed to do that. I mean,
hey,
probably report them.
I'm not going. Hey, I've been to American prison. I'm not going to Mexican prison.
Nah, Mexico.
They do that
way different. That's crazy.
That's standard though.
You need to bring your ass back to America with the devil you know.
Nah, it's cool down here. I ain't got no problem for paying for. I fucked up. You feel me? I should have been paying. Mind you, I seen them when they was coming. I should have broke. Like my first instinct told me to run, but I'm in Mexico. I'm like, nah, they ain't fucking with me.
Right.
Yeah, they was fucking with me though. I should have kept it moving like I thought that my first instinct told me to keep it moving.
And
they do have racism down there too, sir. There are black Mexicans. You know, they do mistreat them people down there too.
There's a whole community that I want to go to. Yeah. I'm going to that community probably like next week. I'm gonna drive down there.
You've been down there for a little minute. But you know, hey, but truth, they do that shit. They do that in Jamaica though.
Yeah, I think it was a setup though.
Yeah, I mean that's just part of the shit.
I was in is like famous for smoking.
And you look, a foreigner, like, they try to get
what
you got.
They do that shit in America.
Yeah. No, I'm saying Jamaica, like you just gotta pay them. Like you negotiate. You know what I'm saying?
Went to Jamaica.
Really was it was extortion. And this is the thing that I just found out though when I called my girl. She just told me that Mexico just legalized anything under 5 grams. I had under 5 grams, so really I ain't breaking the law. I just didn't know at the time.
If you would have said, damn, man, all I got is 100, he would have been like, let me get that, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just a little shake there because they know
that was on my part. Let me be all the way honest. That was on my part. I told him I'd give him $200, $100 a piece. Because it was 2 of them. I said I'll give you $100 a piece. Let me go.
You like sweet.
You start bargaining with the niggas.
Damn right. I know I didn't get down here.
That's how you gotta do. Listen, I got pulled over in Jamaica. I forgot what the fuck I did. I think I want to run a stop sign, some crazy shit.
Hold on, did they get your shit back though?
Damn right. I got my weed back. I'm smoking it right now as we speak.
I would have put the joint in my mouth, nigga. Let me give you. I give you 100. And I give you 100.
Man, they
would fire that shit up right in their fucking face.
They would have took less. You know what I'm saying?
Them niggas would have took $50.
Yeah, I think they would have took less. They would have took less, but I was sitting there and they were sitting there ready to put the handcuffs on me. So I'm like, man, do I really want to go to? I wanted to buck it because real talk, we need to start bucking shit like that because these niggas is breaking the law.
Not in Mexico,
you know what I mean? But my thing was, do I want to go in Mexico? No. In Mexico, they're breaking the law. It's really legal in Mexico. Weed is legal in Mexico.
No, I'm saying I know they're breaking the law, but you don't want to buck in Mexico, nigga. Like you want to buck.
That's what I said. They can say anything. They can turn that shit from weed to you tried to assault one of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't buck in Jamaica. I
ain't never been stupid. I might have been pseudo, but I ain't never been stupid.
Yeah, you negotiate with them niggas. Like in Jamaica, same thing in Jamaica though. It's niggas trying to come up. It's a poor place. Niggas try to come up with the tourists. You know what I'm saying? Because they figure you know what I mean. They figure you got some money. You know what I'm saying? Those better pay 200. They probably was like, hell yeah, you can go, nigga. Take your weed too, nigga. Like shit. You know
it's better them than the Jack Boys, because them Jack Boys ain't negotiate.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Dang.
Yeah, you made way more money. You made way more money than the motherfucking police, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's why it's corrupt. You know what I mean?
They only getting paid $5 an hour.
Yeah, that's why they corrupt, bro.
That's why they robbing niggas.
It's crazy down here the way they be getting paid. But if you can get an American job, like if you can work online, you could travel you could live anywhere in Mexico and live like a fucking king. Just off of $15 an hour.
Yeah. And that's the goddamn different. I remember we argued with Chief X about that shit on Bias channel. How the value, the U.S., how they value the value system is different. $10 mean more to the goddamn Mexican than it is to African American.
You know that?
Definitely.
I was trying to argue that. He was trying to argue that point against me. I'm like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, value $10, money the same, no matter who got it. I'm like,
that's how you know the nigga dumb, man. He just be wanting to get in these conversations.
Ain't never been nowhere.
Like you ain't even gotta I ain't been nowhere outside the U.S. and I know that, so I ain't gonna let that shit be a no excuse for that nigga. That nigga dumb, man. That nigga dumb as a motherfucker.
Yeah, you transfer that money out of the States, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine of us, like,
Hold on. Let
we
me say
African
this real
American,
quick,
right?
yo. Let me say this real quick before you go there. The Chief X, because I know you watching, right? I still want that debate on Black Lives Matter. You still probably consider them a terrorist organization like you was talking. But Black Lives Matter ain't had nothing to do with the riots. Ain't had nothing to do with that. I want to debate.
A
I want to debate
terrorist
Chief X on
organization.
Black Lives Matter.
Hold on, he called it black. He called
This
it.
nigga done went full white supremacist.
Yeah, he did. He did. He
Y'all
a
ain't
whole Trump
noticed that
supporter.
when he started pushing white supremacist talking points? Like,
Yeah, him and Young Pharaoh. I know Young Pharaoh getting paid. I don't know if he getting paid, but I know
Nah,
the
Young Pharaoh
grift.
getting paid.
let's get back to this. You saying Chief X feel like the Black Lives Matter movement was a
That's
terrorist
nuts.
organization.
He thinks that all the riots actually happened because of Black Lives Matter.
And
That's not
them
the truth.
crazy white
there.
people.
They
Yeah,
didn't start
I was
any of
there.
them riots.
I
People
know what
came
happened.
there.
The reason
Anytime
that
you see
Baltimore did
police
not riot
stations,
is because I was hitting them niggas in the mouth.
so
The
hold
white
on.
boys that was coming down there trying to ride, I hit them niggas straight in the mouth and ran them fucking out the city. It wasn't just me, it was a couple of us, but we ran them niggas out the city.
When you seen police stations on fire, you knew that shit wasn't black people.
Yeah,
We ain't
Right.
fucking with we fuck with everything.
Nah, yeah.
Now, if you see a Louis Vuitton store got hit, you feel
That's
me?
us.
Right? In a jewelry store, then yeah, niggas might have did that. But
Walmart.
niggas is
cookie
going
store
the
get hit.
opposite way of the police
Like,
station.
look what happened to black people, though, yo. Look what happened to black people. Black people let white supremacists influence them to make major moves. We allowed our minds to be influenced by these motherfucking white people. And these niggas claim to be so fucking woke.
You got the right
These
one.
motherfuckers literally infiltrated the Black Lives Matter movement with the intention of making them look like a violent organization. You see what I'm saying? And it worked.
The CK shit right here.
Oh,
CK playing.
I don't know if that's the right word to say that they infiltrated. Like,
This CK.
maybe not the movement itself, but
who
like,
did it. No. It was a military
Boogaloo
operation. I know
boys
because
and
I was
shit.
there.
That's y'all shit.
I know because I know who got arrested. I know who got charged with it. Like it was Trump was on the news talking about 2 police officers that got killed in California, right? Was blaming it on Black Lives Matter. Guess who did it? It was the Boogaloo Boys. It was the members of the
them
Boogaloo
people
Boys
crazy
that
as
had
hell.
literally infiltrated the Black Lives Matter protests and was trying to. They shot 2 police officers trying to just make Black Lives Matter look like a violent movement. These are facts.
When he said infiltrated though, he just mean like, you know, they come into
Yeah,
the area
basically
where nigga was that and
they
just
tried to impersonate while they were
they
at
act like they was there.
the rally.
But he don't mean
We
like
had
infiltrate,
protest
like,
rather.
You had people on the ground literally trying to get people to riot. Like in Baltimore, we had people telling people to go and run into the gallery, run into the police station, run into the courthouse. It was one big ass dude that tried to look like my homeboy Wolf. Wolf is one of the big homies of NTG, Bloods. You see what I'm saying? He had his whole face covered with a red flag, right? Mind you, he the same size as Wolf. Look, his body is built like Wolf, but I know Wolf. So I knew it wasn't him. You see what I'm saying? Somebody is playing some real high stake games right here, and they paid people to literally come to Baltimore and burn that shit down. And that's where we have a problem. That's where me and them have a problem. Nobody gave you permission to do that, bro. You didn't talk to nobody.
Yeah, that's how they delegitimize actual important movements.
That's why we ran them fuckers out the city, because you ain't asked nobody to burn our city down. We ain't give you permission. And that's what the fuck happened. And it's still going. 2022 gonna be a crazy year too. Every election,
like when that shit happened though, like
man, I'm staying my ass in the house.
That shit happened. I was downtown Atlanta before the riots popped off, right? And I'm just seeing like they had I'm seeing white people with ACAB on their shirts. You know what I'm saying? But I'm watching everybody walking like they go in a certain location. I didn't even know what it meant at the time. You know what I'm saying? And then I was driving down the highway, they pulled like some other cars with that same shit on their shirt
I don't know how this
pulled
always
over,
happens.
pulled over on the highway and blocked the highway off.
By 10 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? And they got out their cars and shit and start walking down the highway and shit and blocking off traffic. You know what I'm saying? And later on, I looked that shit up and they was called like all cops the bastard.
We need to hit mute.
Maybe
Mute.
we should start putting it down a little bit lower than what it says to put it on. Mom,
Somebody
has your
hit mute.
oven always ran hot?
That's Sutek.
Yeah. When I looked the little singing up, it was like the name of the shit. It was called All Cops the Bastard. That was the name of the little shit. That was the first time I even heard of them. But they technique was smooth though. You know what I'm saying? Block off the highway, right? Which caused the police to come out, right, to get them to escort them off the highway, which was like a distraction for the other groups to start doing. I was like, it was a cold ass technique. You know what I'm saying? I watched them set that shit up. I was like, shit was crazy.
Oh, yeah. But yo, this is what, and I might need y'all help on this if y'all want to help me, yo. I got that other channel that I don't even use. It's called the Gun Squad, right? What I want to do is I want to put all the Baltimore, everybody that's going to be on the docket for the Baltimore election, even the governor, the commissioner, everybody that's going to be on the docket. I want to actually interview. I want to call it the hot seat. You feel me? I want to bring all the politicians in this election year just to keep them honest. You know what I mean? Like we bring them in there and just ask them questions. You know what I mean? Anybody?
But what makes you think they're going to come though?
I mean, they got to come. It's political season. They're going to come to my door. Why not come to my YouTube platform where hundreds of people can see you?
I mean, maybe a smaller politician might, but the bigger ones that pretty much got the backing of the Republican or Democratic Party,
I think they all are coming.
Probably
I just got to make it right. If you build it, they will come. I'm trying to say,
they're politicians. Sure.
Yeah, they're going to want.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a big enough following, probably.
And I'm not charging them to come to the platform. You see what I'm saying? I just want to have everything. I want them to come to the platform and answer questions. You feel me? And I got friends in Baltimore, so I know a couple people that'll definitely just show up. You know what I mean?
Especially the new one. Especially
like the Marilyn Mosby, who is the state's attorney, her husband. I know both of them personally. I know the mayor of Baltimore, even though he ain't even running for election. I can definitely get the mayor of Baltimore to come. You know what I mean? So I can get people to come. But I just want to keep everything honest because there's so much misinformation going on out here. Young Farrell done posted 5 videos on his page just today about Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and all them being terrorists and all types of shit.
Didn't his channel
you know how black people rate that?
What page did Young Farrell have? Like I don't even know
his channel got shut down though.
Nah, he got some
like earlier this year.
No, he got multiple channels. Nigga got multiple channels.
I mean, that's believable.
Didn't they hit up the other shit though, right? He had like Optum University. Then they shut that shit down. Just recently?
Nah, he still got that shit. Still got that. That's where he putting most of his information on.
Yeah. I see.
That's where he putting the shit that he don't want to get checked. He making everything up on I-10 University because none of us is going to sign up for his university. So nobody's checking them.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Okay, so the people that's posting it must be paying to get in the university shit and they're posting the video.
Yep. He's number 1 on Apple. That's how serious it is. He's number 1 on Apple. That's how many black people's actually paying attention to that bullshit.
That boy, that nigga, hey.
I ain't mad. I'm
mad
sorry,
at him.
Misinformation, but
that's where my position starts to waver on freedom of speech.
Right.
Like it starts to waver a little bit. Like, we might need to do something about that.
But then I know he just got locked up for terroristic threats.
We should have been doing something about Young Farrell when he sold out the white supremacy. When he started teaching that deep state bullshit that was straight coming from QAnon, who was a straight white supremacist organization, we should have went in all the way on his ass. We should have never let up on his ass.
It's too late.
He's playing both sides. Like it's kind of too late.
By then. Once he realized, I think at that point he realized, nigga, I can get way more money if I start fucking with these white folks.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you got a gang of white folks listening to you, buying into
They
the
said, like,
information.
really, he fucked himself, or he'd be even bigger if he'd have got that CPAC shit. If he hadn't fucked up and got kicked off the little CPAC shit.
I forgot, why did he get kicked out? Didn't he say something about
He
Jews or
went on
something like
YouTube.
that?
He said
Yeah,
something
yeah.
about you.
Went on YouTube on a whole goddamn anti-Jewish rhetoric type shit. You know what I'm saying? He was about to be, I think he was about to be up there with Donald Trump.
What you think was worse though, when he said the Jews, something about the Jews, or he said that white peoples have received monkey blood and they are not even human? What you think was worse?
But you know, you can talk shit about white people. You do your oppressed. Like oppressed people can talk shit about their oppressor, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now that's a quick question though. Is that right? Because a lot of people will call that racism.
Mm-hmm.
That's what white people are calling
it
right
racist.
now. White people are saying that black people are being racist against them.
Yeah, but see, I'm saying, like, the press can talk shit about people in power. It's like we can call white people crackers, and they ain't really gonna trip like that. Like rappers put in their song, crack ain't gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we the oppressed. Yeah. You can't say shit about Jews like
all
that.
over the world, yo. They're oppressed down here, yo.
You can't say shit
I don't
about
know
Jews.
what white people with the system is made for white people. That's what the problem is, yo. Like, I just got to be honest, because people are being extorted down here, and it ain't just the cartel; it's the whole capitalistic system. Africa, you can look anywhere that is poverty, yo. There's always you're gonna always find a black man.
Yeah, Mexico need to get their shit together with that cartel.
But how, yo? When the cartel's the ones that feed
kind
their
of too
people.
late.
The
Like
the
another
cartel's the
country
ones
would
that
have to
feed
come
the
from the
people, yo.
outside in.
Let me tell you like this, yo. You know why I like the cartel? I wish we had something like a cartel in Baltimore.
No.
Listen to me.
Do you not understand
what
what
I'm
a
saying.
cartel
Hear me
is?
out first. Hear me out first.
Extortion,
I
human
asked y'all
trafficking.
to just hear me out first. I asked y'all to just hear me out first.
Go ahead.
All right. Hear me out.
Maybe we
Hear
need to
what
call
I'm
it
saying.
something else.
Go ahead.
No, this is what I'm saying. I'm in Jalisco, Mexico. The state of Jalisco has one singular cartel, to where as though they have almost zero crime. You know why they almost have zero crime? It's because they already know if you kill somebody, first off, if you kill a tourist right there, you might as well sign your own death warrant, because the cartel is going to take you out. You can't sell drugs outside of what the cartel is letting you do. You see what I'm saying? They're controlling the crime. To where as though in the United States, we're letting the crime run reckless. They have control of their crime, like literally. And right here in Puerto Vallarta, it is like 0 murders a year. Yeah, they still selling drugs. You see what I'm saying? But it's 0 murders. It's 0 like robberies.
But the problem is, though, you're not realizing that with a cartel, they're almost the equivalent of like a dictator or fascism.
Well,
you
sometimes
can't speak out against them. You
too.
can't disagree with anything that they do. Guess what? If you try to run a political campaign and you don't do what they say, all they got to do is threaten to kill you or your family member. It's tyranny.
I hear you.
There's no way. That's no way to
live. We need to clean it up for our own purposes, right? We need to clean it up, but we need to have something in place.
We need to just call it something else.
Yeah, we need to have something similar to where as though we can organize shit to where as though people ain't getting killed no more.
But listen though, do they have like a middle class over there though?
Yeah, they have a middle class. So they have every class. They have an upper class, middle class, and a lower class. It just depends on, everything depends on the same thing, yo, your education. But education costs money. You see what I'm saying? To go to colleges and go to these schools, everything costs money. And what they don't have is money.
But they don't got, so they got public schools though.
Yeah, they shit is like, a lot of they shit is free. Like all the way up, the same way we got it all the way up to high school free.
Healthcare.
Yeah, no. Healthcare is just cheap. Put it like this: they got a pharmacy on every corner. You don't need no prescription for anything. You see what I'm saying? You just walk in there and tell them what's wrong with you, and they give you what you need.
We know that Americans get in trouble trying to go down there and get drugs, Mexico, all of that.
Yeah, and if you got to go to the doctor, you got to just pay. I don't know how it really works. Like you might gotta, if the bill's too big, you might get a payment plan or something. But they don't have no real. I mean, they have health insurance, but most people don't have it. The majority of Mexico do not have health insurance. Like I can go get my like I want to get my teeth cleaned or anything like that. It's only $100. I can get braces for $150.
Is them motherfuckers gonna be on right?
Yeah, they gonna
Quality,
be me.
you know?
No, don't get it twisted. They do. I think they do a
crooked
lot
as
of
a
things
bitch
better
for
than America. You know? Like dead ass.
Hey, the
America
Mexican,
just charges everybody.
the Mexican braces be looking crazy.
Look at houses, Joe.
You gonna have gaps in every tooth.
Chili
We
powder.
paying $200,000 for cardboard houses, right? Made out of everything that can burn easy, straight wood. You know what I mean? Down here, they paying $50,000 for brick houses that are bigger and better than the houses that we have in the United States. And they
I
last
done been
forever.
in the projects. I know them bricks get hot in the motherfucker in the summertime. I'm cool.
Yeah, but they don't burn. No, they got AC though. They got AC. They don't get hot down here. I mean, it's hot. It's hot year round. Don't get it twisted. It's summertime year round here.
My
But
girlfriend, my baby mama's sister lives in Jamaica. Like got like a Red Hills, like a mansion, like a superstar, like a rap star mansion type of shit.
cheap as shit, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But you know, that central air don't pump like it do in a regular crib. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's cool to a degree, but that motherfucker be, you know what I mean? But when it's hot, you got that hot. You know?
You gotta constantly pump that motherfucker to the
I
max.
know what you mean.
Shit. Yeah. It's a nice ass crib. Marble floors and shit, but hey, look. But
I know what the projects look like. They're trying to get me over there, man.
yeah. I mean,
hold on, y'all. Hold on.
with
Hey, Donnie. I tried to work with you, bro, but you disrespecting people in chat. You calling people the B word and everything. I don't know what your problem is, but you know you about to get shot out the chat. You know what I mean? So if you can't get yourself together,
that could be your first body.
Yeah.
First chat body.
Listen, I'm my finger on the trigger. You know what I mean? Just chill out, bro. Just chill. Just chill.
You ever caught the body in the chat, Chef?
Yeah, I'm about to catch a body, yo. Just chill.
First body.
Just chill. This, you know, we try to be a little bit more relaxed around here, and we don't try to be stuck up. But yo, you really being disrespectful, so you need to chill. You know what I mean? Yeah, he tripping.
I didn't see that. I would have grabbed him if that was the case. I don't see nobody disrespecting nobody in the chat.
You know a nigga tripping when they gotta stop his show.
Yeah,
like, yo, family. My dude, my nigga.
Oh, okay. When you have the top chat on, it doesn't show everything. You have to have a live chat on to see everything. Come on now, Donnie. You got your one warning, son. Because if I had live chat on, I would have been caught you. Actually, you know what? Jeffrey don't need to do anything.
Nah, he not got his warning.
You can take a back seat for a little bit, calm your ass down.
All right, she timed him out.
I be wanting to know, like, what happened? Like, you know, the niggas be like, yo, what did they do to make you that mad, nigga? Like,
I know. Yeah, if you have it on top chat, it doesn't show all the messages, but live chat does. So when I switch, I'm like, what the fuck is Chef talking about?
Oh, let me tell y'all the craziest shit that I learned tonight, though. I told y'all it was a crazy night.
Go ahead.
My weed man, right? I don't know how he doing it. This is how I got this weed man, right? I'm sitting at the beach, right, with my girl and her family that came in town last week. So we all sitting at the table, and he just walked to the table and just put this card on the table and say, "You might need me later." So I look at, he just walks off. So I look at the card. It's a weed card. So it got one of those little barcode things that you scan with your phone. So I scanned it with my phone. Whole weed menu pop up. This nigga told me tonight that he wants me to make a YouTube video and promote his business. I have no problem doing it because it's going to be good for my channel.
Yeah, that
Really?
nigga gonna give
I
you
mean,
free
wait a
weed
minute,
too.
but you can't legally do that. You know that, right?
Yeah, you can.
I can.
You can't be posting drugs on YouTube.
Yeah, you
I
can.
can
People
post.
do that
I'm not
all
going
the
to post
time.
actual drugs.
I'm
This
pretty
might
sure
be.
it's against their terms of service.
Nah, it ain't. Because you got to think about it. It's legal in some states.
Not a federal.
It doesn't matter about the state. It's a platform. It is an
I'm gonna drop
online
all my
platform.
strikes.
YouTube does not allow you to be
They
about to
showing
really
find-
do.
I'm about to show
drugs.
niggas where to find weed in
Trust
Mexico.
me. It's
Maybe
people
in
that
an
got whole
educational-
pages dedicated to weed.
Weed, yeah. So I know I can
Like I
do it.
watch these motherfuckers.
Maybe I'm thinking about something else. I know, like on Twitch, like on the streaming platforms, you definitely can't. You can't be showing yourself vaping it up and all that good stuff. You can't show all that.
Yeah, I'm about to show everybody where to find weed and buy out the good
Man,
shit because they
I
been trying to give me
smoke-
this
I
Y'all
money.
about to have me looking at
I smoke
YouTube
on my
terms of
That's
channel.
him though.
service.
My thing is, if the
I
cartel
smoke on
did
my
come out,
channel.
he's the motherfucker that did it. You see what I'm saying? I said, you sure? He said, yo, I want as much. I want all the. He basically said, I want all the smoke.
Yeah, CK, you tripping because there's tons of these motherfuckers with some of the most beautiful
Yeah,
weed
85
reviews,
South
all
Show,
that.
they smoke all on there.
like
I
harvest.
could be wrong.
Showing
Or
niggas
maybe just they
growing.
haven't been
Oh, no,
clipped
you-
yet.
What they yielded.
Nah, this is so. I mean, nah, it's just been on for years. It's like
Like
2
I
years.
said, maybe if it's like an educational thing, like it depends on how you have your channel
Nah,
labeled.
it be
How you have
niggas
it
just
educated.
on
It's gonna be
YouTube
educating
just
people on how to
smoking,
get weed in Mexico.
just recreationally getting high,
Yeah, people just
talking
smoke.
shit.
I'm
Like
telling you,
this
I'm
niggas out here doing
150.
that.
I'm
No.
150% positive. It's in their terms of service. Now,
Hey,
whether
matter of
they
fact-
enforce it, that's a whole nother story.
Nah,
No.
it ain't.
CK,
I'm telling
if
you,
it was-
it's
if it
not
was
against their
illegal,
policy.
With the amount of
No,
channels
it's
I'm
not.
looking at right now, if it was illegal, 2 million views, 3 million, like they would have said so.
Now you can't get monetized.
Yeah, easiest way
That's
to grow
video.
weed.
that's
No,
what it is.
listen, that
Easiest
video
way to
can't
grow
get
weed from
monetized, but you can get the subscribers from it.
Yeah, easiest way
yeah.
to grow weed from
No
start
doubt.
to finish. Growing weed from start to finish, beginner's guide.
I watch that shit all the time.
Inside a huge legal weed growing facility.
How to make weed, butter, everything.
Yeah.
And this nigga want me to
I
make
seen a
edibles
nigga.
for him.
I seen a nigga make oil off of the what's the little press thing that females be straightening their hair with. I seen a nigga make wax out of one of those before on YouTube. Like they doing everything.
That sounds kind of dope.
Yeah, you gonna lose some you ain't gonna get as much as you get out of a press. But yeah, niggas, you can do that shit. I done did that shit before.
Well, hey, I
Seen
hate
that
to
shit
do
on
this, y'all,
YouTube. Yeah.
but I'm about to slide up out of here.
Yeah, we about to shut down. We had an awesome show.
Niggas get to talking about weed. That mean it's over with.
Niggas telling you where to get the weed from.
Yeah. But those of y'all that's in the chat, you know what Chef always like to say, like the show, share the show. Hopefully we see y'all again. If you haven't, please join the Pseudo Killers Discord server. We'd definitely love to have you there. Plenty of books, articles, anything you're looking for. If you got questions, suggestions, or whatever, you're looking for something to dagger a pseudo, by all means, ask. I guarantee you, anything that a pseudo or a conspiracy theorist, whomever, would anti-vaxxer, whatever, would come up with, we got something in there to dagger them with. 100% positive.
That's a fact. Join the Discord. DCK, that was, go ahead, get your last. Everybody, hold on, go with CK, you go first.
Oh no, that's all I really wanted to say. I'm just been trying to get. I know I ain't gonna lie. I do actually need to improve the server because I started working on it and then I never finished it.
We need the video
but it's good
feature
enough
in there. We need the video feature.
What video feature?
So we could do the video chatting in there. And it's the
already
voice
in there.
Oh, it's already in there in the video chat.
Yeah, it's built
the voice
into
chat.
the app. It's built into the app. It's part of it's a feature of the app itself.
Yes.
All you got to do.
Go ahead.
For example, actually, I could just show it on screen. Hold on a second. I'll share my screen.
So y'all can start y'all on video in there, right? And we can come in there and build with you. Y'all can start y'all on voice chat if y'all just want, it's like a phone call and everybody can join it. You feel me?
Yeah. So we got a server section. So we got rules. Yes, we do shockingly have rules. We do have moderators. The people in blue, the slayers, they're the moderators. The admins are the pseudo killers. when you come in, you'll start as I forgot my own. We do have rules for the mods, so they don't be getting crazy. And I don't forgot the roles that I created, but when you come in, you're not going to be able to just do whatever you want. You only be able to post in the public channel. And I can upgrade you to a knowledge seeker so that you can start posting some of the other channels. But here's all the daggers. It's in depth. I do need to add more stuff to it. But we got daggers. We got resources here, stuff for beating up, the religious folks, science videos, a lot of articles and journals, logical fallacies, racism in science, DNA, etc., viruses, evolution. I actually need to break the evolution down into human and animal evolution. I need to separate them. That's going to be a pain. And then basically, these are just, no one can post in these. These are just channels. Just channels. So if you're looking specifically for like a specific science channel or atheist channel, it's just a channel in there. Mm-hmm. So you'll be able to find something if you're looking for something specific, or if you're looking for audiobooks. This section here was supposed to be when we had guests on the show earlier this year. We had Karen Kotloff back in, I think it was January that we had her on the show. Mm-hmm. So if you click here, basically this would be if we have like a guest on the show, and if they've done any types of works, like art, if they've written any science journals, or they've been on TV or something like that, I'll throw it in here. So all of her works, I threw it all in here, and including her resume right there. Dope. This section's not done. It's supposed to be specific Black scientists. It's a work in progress. Okay. So yeah, that's really about it. People can, talk it up in here. And then we got, the mod chat, admin chat. And the hit squad was an idea I came up with that hasn't really, I haven't written anything in here. It's supposed to be like, well I had to talk about it with the pseudo killers.
I'm a slide because you.
No, that's it. That's it.
So I need to make it running.
No, that's it.
But peace.
I'm
saying peace, y'all. I'll let y'all know I'm out.
All right, all right, my dude. Peace. Tomorrow. All right, go ahead, CK. Because the chat tell people.
We'll talk about it at some point in time in the future about the hit squad.
Okay. So no, hold on, run it down.
Run up on niggas and hit them. We hitters. We can be hitters. Right. I'm trying to tell you, we just pull up on niggas' chats and just pull up on them.
Basically, that's what it is. But it's not really us hitting up the channel. Basically, it will be other people that are fans of us hitting up the pseudos channels. Okay. But they'll be antagonizing them. And hey, did you hear about the pseudo killers? They did a video on you. Basically, they'll be like infiltrators. They would be like spies. It will be people that already watch these other pseudos channels. Mm-hmm. Right. That are fans of us, but of course, that will be trying to get them to come on our channel.
They don't get blocked quick.
No, really to debate them, beat them up, whatever.
They won't come though. Like the niggas that really
that's
like Young Pharaoh.
You get them hyped up.
Yeah, you can invite Young Pharaoh 100% of the time. As soon as he hears pseudo killers or Armor Rod Squad, he running.
Yeah,
he running all the way back to Houston. Trying to tell you.
He definitely is. But go ahead, close out Truth. And you gotta come on more. Like we only hear from you half the damn time, but I know you busy.
Yeah, I'm in Mexico.
Mexican weed.
Really what I've been doing, is trying to build my Global Exploiters channel. I've been doing like real videos just on different spots here in Mexico and trying to promote different spots. You know what I mean? For vacations and stuff like that. So that's what I've been working on. But I'm here, yo. I'm just waiting for this political season, yo, to really get active, yo. Because that's when they gonna need us, yo.
Right, that's a fact.
You feel me? They gonna need us because these pseudos, they gonna be coming out of everywhere, out of every closet, talking about people terrorists and people having sex rings and all types of craziness, yo. There's gonna be a whole bunch of shit. And somebody gotta keep the people on track.
Mm-hmm. That's
you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Like right now, I bet you, I just looked because I'm trying to do this whole like I said, I'm trying to get everybody to come on to my panel. You know what I mean? To actually do interviews. Most of the seats in Baltimore nobody's running for. State's attorney, nobody has declared. The deadline is February 22nd, 2022. But nobody at this point in time is running against anybody. The Merlin Mosby, it didn't even file yet.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Most of the seats in Baltimore is open. Like, and how you can get, like right now, yo, Chef, if you wanted to run right now, all you got to do is get like, how many people is literally in District 6? So I think we in 16, 21216.
I'm in 1-5.
Oh, you in 1-5?
Yeah, I'm in
So
1-5.
that's about what, 20, 30,000 people? Which, how many people you think live in that district?
I don't know. That's, the biggest neighborhood is in 1-5.
All right, but this is what it is. You got to get
in Baltimore. The biggest
1%
neighborhood
of that
in Baltimore is
population
in 1-5.
signatures, right?
So yeah, it's big.
Yeah, but you got to get 1%, like literally 1% of that population signatures. In that one community, you get 1% of the population signatures, and you can run for office. It only literally costs $100. I thought it was expensive to run for office. It's not.
So you saying I could be an
senator
alderman?
It's like one of the most expensive, and that's like $280.
You saying I could be an alderman right now?
Right now, if you file, all you got to do is run, and then we vote for you. Like we got the platform, like I'm talking about when I'm gonna have people on.
Right.
We gonna have people voting. I'm trying to tell you, I got Baltimore plugged in. I'm in all the groups. I know how to share my shit. You know what I mean? I know how to work the internet. You see what I'm saying?
I gotta get my shit together.
We got
I
an
gotta get my
opportunity
shit
to take
together
over
first.
Baltimore, yo.
I gotta get my shit together first. I cuss too much. You know what I mean? As soon as I get up there and start talking and get passionate about something.
But that's the thing. Why not cuss? Because everybody in Baltimore cuss.
No, nobody grandmother don't want to hear that, yo.
But
that'd
they
be crazy.
Yo, I'm just sitting here
Grandma
telling you.
be cussing more than you do.
Yeah, them church people don't want to hear nobody up there cursing, yo. That'll be, you know what I mean?
That's the problem, yo. Niggas ain't church people no more. They dying off.
No, we don't want to sound like
you got gangsters now.
I know,
you got to deal with the gangsters.
You don't want to sound like them being in political office, yo. Like
why not sound like myself? That's what I think the biggest problem is.
No,
people try to be fake.
No, it ain't being fake. It's not being fake. You're a knowledgeable brother, right? But
yeah, I ain't got to cuss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of shit we got to clean up. See, I can't talk without cussing. Like, it's not going, like, I really got to work on that. Like, it's deep rooted in me. You know what I mean? So, I fuck up there. You dig what I'm saying? I fuck up there. Especially debating. If somebody ran against me and we debated in a public forum, yeah. You know what I mean?
So, but the people that's going to vote for you is niggas like me that's going to look at that shit like, yeah, that nigga kept that shit 100. These the niggas that's going to vote for you. Yeah? This is Baltimore.
On the valley.
You're right. I'm trying to sit here and tell you, we need to change the way we think about this shit. We letting them make us think that you have to talk a certain type of way. Hell no. Everybody talks like us.
Yeah, but I will
want to in our city.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I think we're talking about taking over the United States. I'm talking about taking control of Baltimore because it needs to be taken control of.
No, hold on. White people talk like Trump. But they don't want they want the best of their community out there. You see what I'm saying? They don't want white people talk like Trump. But they don't want they don't want the rest of the world seeing, right, the worst of themselves. So they try to put their best people out there. We have better people than me, right, that supposed to be running for office, who took political science in college and stuff like that. Like, they know their shit. These are the people.
And those are the people that we need to promote.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right.
You know what I mean? Now, I will support the candidate that can best represent my ideology. Yeah, that's
I was just being hypothetical. I was just telling you, like, yo, if you literally wanted to, you can. You know what I mean? Anybody can literally, right? Because you might even run for an office that nobody else files for. Mm-hmm. Which means you automatically got the job, just like Merlin Mosby. That's how Merlin Mosby got in office. Nobody ran against her.
Yeah, she young as shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I mean? The goddamn DA being that damn young. Look at the mayor. That's crazy.
I like her though, yo. You know
he
why
young.
I like
the mayor young. That's nuts. That's nuts. Right?
But
I
I
think the
don't know.
man younger
I
than.
think they might be still in on the take, yo. Even though they fighting to make shit right, but they still might be in on the take because none of them is ever going after the people that's really bringing the drugs in, yo.
I think the
Why don't
man
none
is
of them
like
go to
40
like?
years
Why is it
old.
always the whole organization in the hood that go to jail, yo, and not the people that are bringing? Like niggas don't own ships, literally.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just how it is, though. You know what I mean?
That's what shit got to change. That's why I want to do this platform shit because I'm gonna talk my shit. You feel me? And people going to hit. And somebody going to have to change something because I'm going to pull up. And I'm in Mexico, too, so the mafia can't get to me because I know who the fuck it is. I mean, they might can get to me easier down here, actually. you really take a
Yo, hold on. The mayor of Baltimore City is only 37 years old. That is fucking nuts.
Younger than me.
A 37-year-old dude, young black dude, is the mayor of Baltimore City. And our district attorney is like 37, 38.
Yep. And they understand the situation. And what they trying to do is, that's why they trying to just lock up violent crimes.
That's terrifying.
I understand, yo, niggas need to stop motherfucking shooting each other, yo. And that's just what the fuck it is.
That's terrifying.
You see what I'm saying?
That's terrifying.
They understand the drugs at this point in time. Why they not trying to lock up drugs? Because drugs is part of the economy in Baltimore now. It's too late. You see what I'm saying? It's in the economy. If you stop selling drugs in Baltimore, a lot of people are going to starve in real time. You know what I mean? It's part of the economy now, and they know this. So they got to move them. They got to do what they can do. You see what I'm saying? Until they can supply jobs in the city, the niggas ain't got to sell drugs no more. Niggas know this. The niggas that like Nation of Islam, niggas like my man Boom, all them, they be working with niggas to try to bring a change.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all understand that, yo, we understand that drugs is the problem in Baltimore, but the real problem is poverty. We cannot tell niggas to get the fuck off the corner until we have somewhere for them to work. You see what I'm saying? And they say $15 an hour. $15 ain't even good enough to support a whole family. Damn. You see what I'm saying? Damn. We got to start being real about them. We got to pressure our government to motherfucking raise that pay rate to at least $15 our living wage. Nobody should be getting, even the motherfucking, what's his name? I forget his name, the white dude for the Republicans. He came on the shit and said nobody should be making, I think he said, $1,800 a month? It was whatever the stimulus was. You see what I'm saying? Oh, like niggas is making that, like that's what niggas is making. You feel me? That was like $15 an hour, what you would call what he was talking about per month. Like $15 an hour. He said nobody should be making that in the United States. But they won't change the rules.
That's crazy. The youngest mayor in the U.S. was a white boy at 33 years old. That's nuts. In goddamn Oklahoma, and Muskogee, the city of Muskogee, Mayor Herschel McBride Hammonds was elected 2010, the four-way race. Nigga was 33 years old.
Yo, they gave us the greatest weapon, yo, we can use, yo, in this fight, yo. And this is the internet and us being able to link with each other and be able to discuss shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like we can literally elect ourselves into public office in our own cities. Literally. All we got to do is create the platforms, have the people supporting us, and they the ones that's going to go out and vote for us. This is how you change the government this is the revolution without firing a shot, yo. We not infiltrate. I'm not going to use that word no more. We take the seats and then change the laws to as though they work for us. That's how we can start in Baltimore because Baltimore is a black city. We ain't got to really worry about white voters.
Shit.
We got 30% white voters? And they with us anyway. Half of them fiends.
Hell
half
no.
Of the 30. Half of them fiends,
the
yo.
ones that
If you
turn
a white
out.
man in Baltimore, you probably do coke or cocaine or dope.
No,
I don't want to hear it, yo.
the ones that vote. Are you serious? Now
Yeah,
you
ones that
talking about
vote.
the. Hold on, no. Now you talking about the prominent white people in Baltimore.
Yeah, but they don't live in Baltimore, yo. They live in
they
Howard
do.
County. They
No.
live in Towson.
No, are you
They live in
serious?
where they Canton? You gonna
You
say they live?
stay in the
Yeah, there's a
hood
lot of
too
white
much.
people down
You
Canton.
stay in the hood too much, yo. Yeah, I mean,
Where they at? John Hopkins?
Yo,
No, I'm just saying there's only like two areas they at. John Hopkins and Canton.
No, John Hopkins. You know, you got Canton. You got
Pigtown.
No,
They might be down there.
don't even count Pigtown. You don't even got to count those white people. You got what's that? You got Jewtown, right? You have
Jewtown. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, you got Jewtown, right? Then you have Walter Avenue around that area, Falls Road, all the way up, Loyola College, going towards Towson, and going the other way.
You can give them northeast. You can give them northeast.
Yeah, that's before you get to northeast. I'm talking. You know what I mean? I'm talking, and then there's another area over northeast. I'm talking about from Falls Road to almost York Road.
Mm-hmm.
They white areas, yo. Like, and
yeah, but that's still the 30%.
Yeah, but they the voter. They the ones. They are the well-to-do. These, you know what I mean, $2 million, dollar houses and shit back there. This ain't no, you know what I mean? Like we don't live in those areas. You know what I mean? When you ride through there, over there, what's that by University? Not University. What's that hospital? Union Memorial. Back there. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, man. Yeah, there's a lot of motherfucking white people tucked off. Even around our way. In the Ashburton area. Like, they tucked off back there. They jog every morning.
Nah, that's because of gentrification. They try and buy up them houses. I'm telling you what, yo, I live right there on West Falls Park where I stay at. Mm-hmm. Yo, they trying to buy up all of them houses over there. Every last one of them that's been vacant, they buying all of them up, yo.
But because that used to be their area though. So, you know what I mean? That Liberty Heights area. Yeah. Yeah, Liberty Heights was Jewtown. Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's why them houses big as hell, big ass mansions. You know what I mean?
Yep. And they buying them bitches. They going for $400,000 too.
Right. Yeah. All right, yo. But wrap it up. We about to get out of here. Go ahead and say your last words. You definitely got to come on more. You know what I mean? Tell everybody what you doing, what you been up to. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, got you. But so I'm gonna wrap it like this. If y'all haven't already, can y'all just go to my channel, Global Explorers, and just hit the subscribe button? You know, each subscription helps.
On your way out, just videos. Go on your way out. Just put it in the chat, yo. That'd be the best way to do it.
I don't think I can. I ain't a moderator, so I can't post a link.
Oh shit! All right. Well, just write it in the chat anyway, and then I'll post the link. You know what I mean? I'll post the link for you. Niger Valley, Sioux Tech. Go ahead, shout the Mossy out. Tell everybody where you at.
Yeah, man. Subscribe to the Mossy Warrior Clan. Subscribe to Kofi Pie Side TV. Make sure you visit our site, Same Tree Different Branch Publishing. Pick up some of the works, and FamilyConnectApparel.com and pick up some of the merch, the clothing gear that we got going. Yeah, that's it for me, man. Peace. Appreciate y'all, man.
That's a fact. I appreciate having y'all on with the Pseudo Killers. Had a hell of a show. We end up doing that. So let me get this out. And that, boom. I can update that now. Boom. So yeah, y'all, we had a nice little Monday Night Madness. I thought we was gonna be able to get some abos in here, but they ran from us. You know what I mean? As usual. You know what I mean? Maybe we can bait him in the mud. I'm trying to get Unc and Garfield to go at it on this Jesus thing. You feel me? So we're going to see if we can get them two in the ring to square off for like 30 minutes at least. You feel me? Unc feel like he got some daggers for Garfield on that Jesus tip. You know what I mean? But definitely I enjoyed the show Monday Night Madness. Always a success. You dig what I'm saying? Hit that like button on y'all way out. Cause y'all some motherfucking pseudos. Some motherfucking pseudos. Whoo! I'm gonna try to do a show tomorrow around 12:30. A lunchtime show. Mongo, what's up, buddy?
Had a dream in the daytime. Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you
hit that like button on y'all way out, y'all.
In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Calculated every step, so I can't stand a hater out here hating on. Niggas out here making moves. See, I hand out the type of shit they waiting on.
I'm up the video, hit that like button.
Hand, cause the wrong step will cost an arm and leg. Niggas tripping, signing deals in red. I'ma hit the booth and make some hits instead. Light years ahead. We done go short a couple of albums, see we up for the challenge. Now I'm focused on the bread. But these niggas be fucking understanding when it come to my talents. It just pop up past when it come to the salad. Yeah, zips to the head. And we never mind hating consumers when it come to the rumors, cause we put them hoes to bed. Oh yeah, niggas try to take the page out my book and take the same steps I took. Network and cultivating relationship, a skill still for real overlooked. Whole squad moving like we Voltron. Yeah, the whole nine looking like a gold mine. I'ma show mine, nigga, when it's go time. I'ma blow mine, niggas, when it's showtime. Niggas try to take the page out my book and take the same steps I took. Cultivating and networking relationship, a skill still for real overlooked. Whole squad moving like we Voltron. Yeah, the whole nine looking like a gold mine. Only show mine, nigga, when it's go time. I'ma blow mine, niggas, when it's showtime. Yes, sir. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Yeah. Big dreams, nightmares and monsters. Pimp thieves, hoes, thoughts and choppers. Crooked oppers, play cops and robbers. Siblings, smoke weed's the mantra. Weigh risk against shit that cost us. Hit a lick, it tastes bittersweet. You just a good soul, you wanna save the world, but you ain't they type, so they hint to lead. Wholesome souls die and world's incomplete. So I chase the pain so I can chase my dreams. Liquor is licorice inside my candy shop. Candy paint drop, wood grain supreme. Good for it, I'm good for it. Sorry the wave you'll see when you look for it. Real recognize the real you look for. Pressing your luck and I wish you would for us. You don't want to press a nigga that be living on this North Star. So close, but I'm so far. I'm a tiger in the woods, but I swing like a home run. Holistically on par. You don't really want war, but I'm raw like a tennis racket. How about Venus, but I'm on Mars. So went the galactic is soup for your solar. Bring it back now. You don't want to press a nigga that be living on this North Star. So close, but I'm so far. I'm a tiger in the woods, but I swing like a home run. Holistically on par. You don't really want war, but I'm raw like a tennis racket. How about Venus, but I'm on Mars. So went the galactic is soup for your solar. Virgo. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right.
All right, y'all. We out of here. I'm gonna try to be back tomorrow. Gonna try to do a lunchtime show. We out of this motherfucker. Peace. Boom.